is a UTV-44 sports production.
Friday Night Rivals. This is the UTV-44 High School Game of the Week. Presented by the Mobile and Baldwin County Sheriff's Offices and the Drug Education Council.
Boy, you got a feeling that thing in the right hand side of the screen there is going to be in the air a lot tonight. Two quarterbacks bringing the star power tonight. The Blount Leopards, #1 in 6A, playing host to the #1 team in 7A, the McGill-Toolen Yellow Jackets. McGill won state last year. Their only loss during the regular season to the same Blount Leopards team. Since then, they've won 13 in a row. And tonight, the two #1s will match up here tonight in a quarterback battle that we can't wait to see get started. Good evening from Leopard Stadium. I'm Jim Cox, my partner Vic Lockett here tonight. Speaking of quarterbacks, we'll have David Morris joining us throughout the game as well to talk about the two QBs here tonight as Dan Brennan is out tonight. Vic, you look at this matchup tonight. So much has been talked about the quarterbacks, and rightfully so. Great experience and leadership. We'll start on McGill's side. Bubba Thompson coming into the game tonight. McGill's going to have a big performance from him.
And I'm sure they will. You know, Bubba Thompson, even though he's just only played 1 year, he looks like he's been out there for 3 years. I mean, he looks like a seasoned veteran. He's a senior. He's got a scholarship to Auburn. He's going to play baseball, but I tell you what, he's got an arm on him for football as well. As you can see in the video there, he can throw the 9 route. He can throw the post route. He can throw the skinny post. I mean, and they just distribute it around the field really great.
He is completing 73% of his passes so far this season, so he's making good throws, making good decisions. He'll have to do it against an opportunistic Blount defense here tonight as well. Speaking of the Leopards, they've got a young man behind center, Kadarius Toney, committed to Florida already. He is a weapon and also one of those guys that very hard to play defense against because he can make it happen in so many ways.
He can. I mean, when things go awry, he makes it correct. You know, he's the straw that serves the suit. I mean, we can look at him here. He can throw the 9 route. He can throw the skinny post. He can throw the post route. But the thing that's different about him, he will get out of the pocket if things break down. As you can see right here, he takes off, gives one move, and he's gone.
Drops the shoulder.
Drops the shoulder and outruns the defense. And then right there, you see lay a pop on a guy. So he'll finish a run as well as pass the football. So he's going to be very dangerous, and he's going to be a test for that secondary of McGill.
Yeah, and all the quarterback talk we've had here tonight, somebody's going to have to make a stop on defense to win the game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know I believe in defense is making stops to win games.
We can't wait for this one to start. It is the game, without question, the state of Alabama tonight, and it comes up here from Leopard Stadium. The kickoff is next. Blount and McGill on the UTV 44 Game of the Week. This is the game here tonight in Alabama. McGill and Blount ready to do battle out in 8 Mile, #1 in 6A. The Blount Leopards 5-0, taking on the McGill-Toolen Yellow Jackets 4-0 in 7A, defending state champions, and we are ready to kick this one off. McGill will get it first. Edwin Alvarado Amaya to kick. He'll pooch it to the far side. Taking at the 25 and turning up the sideline quickly for the Yellow Jackets. We may have. Did he step out of bounds? Yes, they said stepped out of bounds on the far side.
Special teams being very special.
Eric Guerrer from the secondary, they put him up to take that one short. The McGill coaches are saying he stepped out of bounds around the 45. And so good field position. You know, Lev Holly was talking about that earlier this week, saying special teams will be a big part of this. And Guerrer trying to walk the tightrope. And they'll mark him out of bounds at the 49. So great field position for McGill to start this one here tonight. There you look at Caleb Ross, 25-7. Took McGill to their first state championship ever in school history. And they're now ranked #7 nationally in the USA Today poll. And this is Trey Roberson. And he's down to the 44-yard line to open things up. And let's go down to the sideline and get our first sideline report tonight. And welcome in Tara. Good evening, Tara.
Thanks, Jim. You know, you guys have talked about how the quarterbacks have really carried both of these teams all year. year. So defensively, it's going to be tough for both of these teams, McGill and Blount, to combat that. I spoke with McGill's defensive coordinator, Coach Hill, before the game about his game plan to try and stop Kadarius Toney. He said he's the kind of player that you can't stop. You can only try and contain him. And one Yellow Jacket trying to contain him tonight is Carlton Marshall, the defensive player of the year last year. He has 3 sacks on the season so far. He said he's looking to make it 4 tonight, guys.
All right, thanks, Tara. And Roberson picks up the first down there on the ground for the Yellow Jackets. So they marked him just short. Now, Bubba Thompson comes to the near side. He's able to get that one complete. And that will be a Yellow Jacket first down as Jalen Tolbert with his 10th catch of the season. And they'll move the Jackets, and we'll welcome in David Morris to the broadcast here tonight from QB Country. And we'll talk about the offense of this McGill-Toolen team and Bubba Thompson in a moment. Nick Long, the starter up front, 3-year starter. Rem, Blackman, Broomer back from the ACL injury last year. Simpson, Williams going to SC on the outside. And they give to Roberson in great penetration. That time it's Donadio Madison who committed to Tuskegee this year. Coming in to make the stop, the 6'1", 230-pound senior with this stingy Blount Leopard defense. Martin Law, Griggs, and Madison who had to stop there. Keep an eye on Keelan Kennedy. He played lights out when we saw him the other day. Hill had the touchdown interception returned against Murphy. Thompson out of the backfield, able to get that one off to Brandon Hinton, and Hinton up the far side. He'll get brought down with a high tackle at the 35-yard line. But it's going to be good for another McGill first down.
Bringing back the clothesline from back in the day.
Bubba Thompson starting out sharp, 2 for 2. Nice little flat, little safe throw right there. The first one was on a hitch. He looks like he's going to have a sharp night tonight, guys.
And they will say he stepped out just short of the first down. Bubba Thompson completing 73% of his passes coming in, 2 for 2 tonight.
I tell you, that's hard to do. The goal for a quarterback is usually 70%. If you don't hit your hitches and your wide receiver screens and your check downs, and you can't hit 70, he's at 73.
And that's only going up, 2 for 2 to start it here tonight. Little play action. Now looking downfield, fires it. Able to find a little soft spot there at the 20.
Good ball.
Good first down for Jalen Tolbert. And McGill on the march here. This Blount defense, they've given up more than 10 points just one time this year, and that was the opening week against Viger that they won 29-20.
Yeah, nice pocket back there, and he just delivers the football. Receiver goes down deep to dig it up. Quarterbacks like that too, don't they, Mars?
Hey, I'll tell you, it looks like Blount's going to play 2 safeties all night. Let's say some sort of 2-zone or 2-man.
Jalen Tolbert knocked out of bounds to the near side. We'll bring up second down. No gain there for the Yellow Jackets. High-powered offense, 36 points a game. You know, these two teams since the start of last season have gone 31-3.
Wow.
I mean, 2 of the cream of the crop programs here in Alabama. And a drop on the far side, and we've got a flag. It's going to be a personal foul, roughing the passer against Blount. Wow. That'll be a first down for the Yellow Jackets.
And they'll take the cheapie. Big
penalty, and really a safe throw. Lev, what do you see out there? It looks like a little quarter half on that last one, but that far corner was playing about 7 yards off. They're going to take that hitch all night, huh?
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier they're going to play that. They're playing that 2-deep zone. That can be effective, except when you got a surgeon that can chop it up and do the intermediate
personal
stuff.
foul, roughing the passer on the defense, automatic first down.
They'll just take their incremental yards, and next thing you know, they're in red zone.
Sure.
So you got to be careful with that. They have to button it up and get tighter.
Kind of a push to the back there of Bubba Thompson, and they haven't moved the chains on the far side of the field yet. Oh, they've got to get that chain gang now.
We operating without a play clock.
Yeah, the play clock was working in pregame, so now they snap it with the chains not ready, and a big hit delivered on the near side as Roberson tried to turn the corner, but that was Darryl Scott, the senior linebacker, who came up and put a big hit on Roberson. Interesting, Roberson and Brian Hill, the 2 running backs from McGill, not a rushing touchdown yet this season.
I saw that stat. Shocking.
Watch the hit here as Scott comes up, fights off the block, and makes the stop.
I tell you what, Caleb Ross and Zach Golston have done in McGill offensively. One of the best offensive staffs in the state of Alabama.
Robinson notes Hill this time off the right side. He dives, and they're going to mark him just short of the goal line. And McGill knocking on the door as Brian Hill, the junior, comes in. A little bit of a different back, a little quicker and shiftier, and a big hole. And Jacoby Davis, the safety.
A little short.
Yeah, just short.
Jacoby's the hitter, too.
Yeah, he was impressive in that game we saw.
Yes.
A couple of weeks back.
Now, you're talking about their offensive staff. It definitely translates on the field, too, because they're sharp, they're crisp, they execute. And that's the thing that I think is really going to challenge Blount. And you were talking about that two-deep safety. If you get somebody that can do the intermediate stuff and execute their plays as the coaches draw them up, it can hurt you.
Receivers running the right route.
Exactly.
Running back picking up protection.
Yes.
First and goal coming up here for McGill. So it's a Go Build Alabama first and goal here for the Yellow Jackets, who took the opening kickoff, and they started this drive at the 49.
Is this Roberson's first touchdown right here?
It could be. Well, they'll bring Hill.
Marlon Williams.
And they'll bring Marlon, move him in. And the Wildcat, Williams, the SC commit, goes in on the right side for the touchdown.
Make it look too easy there. Defense was not firm that time on the inside. Something these Leopards are not accustomed to.
So McGill takes the opening kickoff and takes advantage of the great field position. And Marlon Williams comes out of the Wildcat and goes on the right side there in virtually untouched for the score. And Chase Mahler will come on.
Sam Satterwhite back here. I tell you, if you watch McGill football, he's done a great job of this all year. Just a numbers game, just math, right?
Yeah, but it'll be Charles Green actually to have the PAT.
I think we've seen him fake it here in this formation.
Yeah, we saw him get two over this season. A flag. The kick is good, but see the flag. I think it's. And there's no play clock here.
David, what do they call that formation? You know, when they spread out, when I was young, they used to call it water bucket.
Yeah.
And it was everybody to one side.
On the offense, we re-kick.
I know it is water bucket as well, but so, you know, I think it's just basically trying to see, have you been watching film and are you going to line up, match up, you know, half for a half?
They're going to see if you're going to line up right. And if you line up wrong, they're going to go ahead and get the two.
And if there's a defender outflanking a receiver, then they may hit you on a little dart.
Sure.
So the penalty will back it up to make it a 25-yard PAT. And the result is good. McGill-Toolen with a 7-0 lead. They get the ball first, and they're on top. They lead the Leopards early on in the first here. We're at Leopard Stadium, number 1 against number 1 on UTV 44. Leopard band playing to the big crowd here tonight in 8 Mile, and Lev Holly talking to his defense there. They gave up the 49-yard drive to start this one. Short kick gave McGill great special teams, and now Charles Mailer will kick off for McGill. And the Leopards will get it first here tonight. Come up the near side. Pushed out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Jay Christopher McCants. And we'll see the Leopard offense and Kadarius Toney, the Florida commit, come out here to lead him tonight. He's had a great start to the season. This is just Blount's second home game here in week 6. 4-0 on the road. Had a win against Baldwin County, and there's Lev Holly. What a job he's stepped in and done here. 16-3. Second season. Set a school record last year, 511 points for the Leopards, and wow, they're on pace again this season. And now they'll split Kadarius Toney out and move Cameron Burrows in at quarterback, and Burrows came in the game that Toney did not play in. He missed the Robertsdale game, and Burrows lit it up for a huge night, and they were going to try a little something special there.
Yard penalty, still first down.
little wrinkle there. It looked like they're about to go deep to Kadarius. What do you think, Vic?
Yeah, I think they had some up their sleeves there.
They're going to keep Burrows. Burrows 6'2", 170-pound senior, and they've got Kadarius split out to the top of the screen. Still looking that way, and now pressure coming on. He's going to be hit and dropped, and the ball is held onto. It looked like it almost came loose, but nearly a safety as the pressure coming. Chris Moffitt, who had a great spring camp, and Caleb Ross really talks about how great he's been playing this season, and comes in, and now backed up are the Leopards.
Yeah, first things first, you got to protect to have anything going, and good job there by the McGill D.
Yeah.
Just get there and sack him.
Radoslovich in there as well, and now Kadarius steps up, fires over the middle of the field, and how about able to complete that one at the 35 across midfield? The official slips down. They won't catch LeBaron Jones for the touchdown.
Well, I tell you what, their offensive coordinator, every time I talk to him, he never lies to me. He says they're going deep, and if it doesn't work this first down, he says he's going deep the second time, and there you see it work.
The most important thing about the passing game is on time and throwing the ball in rhythm, and that's exactly what Kadarius just did. Looked him off a little bit, like an all-vert inside receiver, streak, in stride. Beautiful.
Drops it to LeBaron Jones, the junior, for the touchdown, and once he got a step, nobody was going to catch him. And we just might be up for a little track meet here tonight at 8 Mile tonight, fellas. And I'm okay with that.
I'm good with
Yeah, I know you guys are, but we got to have some stops here. Come on.
Edwin Alvarado Amaya on to tie it up for the Leopards.
Well, we said on the top of the broadcast, these guys can throw the 9 route. There it goes right there. Yeah, well, that actually was a post.
I mean, no panic at all from Kadarius. There's a little pressure kind of around his feet a little bit, but no panic at all.
He never gets rattled.
Nope. Love the poise.
It's one of the things you love about a quarterback. One of the things you always look for is a guy that's, that's a big deal right there.
Yep. Blocked, bad snap, everything goes wrong for the Blount Leopards. And so now they'll be behind by a point, 7-6, but we've had a big highlight here. As you see, LeBaron Jones able to take that one in for the touchdown to bring Blount within a point. Yard touchdown pass from Kadarius Toney to LeBaron Jones, but a botched PAT, and 7-6 is where we're at. And this time Amaya will try to kick it deep. Bobbled in the air, but grabbed by Bendolph, and Bendolph makes a move, and a flag comes in at the end of the play as he's up to the 28-yard line. Lev Holly talked about he's going to have a block in the back. We'll move McGill back. He mentioned earlier this week how special teams could play a part. We've already seen it early with the short kick to open the game and the mixed PAT.
Tell you, whether it be special teams or either team you watch on offense or defense, the thing that stands out to me is just speed.
It is on the field tonight.
First down.
Either side, man.
Last year, 17-14, Blount won this game, and Caleb Ross said, they won it up front. He said, we just could not block their front four. So they were so big, so strong, we couldn't block them. And he said this year they're powerful up front, but it's more of a speed thing on the field that David was just mentioning. But Blount and McGill both with lots of speed, and Hill will take it up the middle, and not much going on there. Good pressure. Cortland Martin, the freshman in to make the stop. If you want to reach out to us throughout the game, we always look forward to hearing your text, or you can email us from our friends at Papa Murphy's. Send your questions to heyguys@UTV44. You can find out what Vic or David Morris, our guest here in the booth, thinks about what's going on. Email us. We'll try to get to him throughout the broadcast here tonight. 2nd and 13 for the Yellow Jackets. Again, right up the middle, and again, tough sledding on the inside.
It looks like McGill trying to see if they're going to be disciplined and stay home and stay in their lane.
Martin, number 11, you saw him there, just a freshman, 6'3", 235.
Wow.
And he's not done growing probably. 15, 14-year-old guy.
3rd and 15. Make it 3rd and 5. Thompson with time, floats out the far side, and it's overthrown for Hill. And Kelsey Hill was closing in on it.
It's going to be tough to throw in the flats right there versus cover 2. Not a bad play when you throw the ball away and you punt. Like I said, punt is a good play. The crowd doesn't like it much, but.
And that ball has to get out of there fast, doesn't it?
That's right.
To get completed.
That's right.
And it goes a long way.
Yeah, if you're going to throw the flat, hit them early.
Trajan Pugh back to take the punt. Good kick from Mahler. Pugh will just let it bounce, and he'll check over the 44. So Blount with a good defensive stand to force a 3 and out. Hey, we got 10 local teams have a bye week this week, if you will. Last night, Viger, big win over LaFleur, 41-0. Baldwin County and Bryant playing tonight. Auburn and Mary G. Murphy and Saraland. Saraland on top 7-0 in that one. Theodore on the road at Enterprise tonight. Jackson and Thomasville north of us going on tonight. And Escambia County taking on Hillcrest Evergreen. Also Leroy and Clark County tonight. Pleasant Home and McIntosh. Chickasaw taking on Cottage Hill this evening. You see a lot of teams you think about not playing tonight. You usually see McGill here tonight, but some of their rivals, including Davidson, not playing tonight. Excel taking on JU Blackshirt, Marengo and Mobile Christian. T.R. Miller at Tallahassee tonight. St. Luke's and Georgiana. Milry and Southern Choctaw. Linden and Washington County taking place. JF Shields and Red Level. But again, 10 teams off here tonight. So teams UMS not playing tonight. You've got Davidson not playing tonight. Baker not playing tonight. So a lot of coaches watching this game.
Well,
some
I was about
here.
to say good for them because this is definitely the game of the week.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's the game in the state. It is a.
So, yeah, everybody around the state is looking at this, and including, you were talking about, hey, guys, I got to say hello to my good friend, Miss Millie Fritz. She's not going to do any emails. She's north of 75. But I know she's tuning in. I want to say hello to her from our hometown right here in Pritchard.
I know a friend of yours, David, Frank Lott, watching the broadcast. He's getting ready to go fishing with his sons tomorrow morning. He's rigging some ballyhoo and watching the game right now, he says. So.
Hey, he's got a young one that can run and throw too now.
We'll be talking about young Joe on UMS broadcast in years to come.
No doubt about it. When Terry's 80 by then, right?
at the 44 for the Leopards. Tony, and now pre-snap flag on the far side.
Getting these receivers for jumping the gun.
Yeah.
I tell you, when you look at their receivers.
Dead ball, cross start on the offense. 5-yard penalties, remains first down.
Thing that stands out, you got LeBaron Jones, 6'2", 175. Collins Woods, 6'3", 185. Marcus Wiggins, 6'3", 180. Cameron Burrows, 6'2", 170. I mean, those are some big guys.
And they don't need to cheat to get the jump on anybody, sounds like
That's
to me,
right.
so they might as well wait to the snap.
Play action again. Tony looking to come across the middle of the field. He's looking for LeBaron Jones again, and he can't hold on to it. There was a little bump in there. Jones wanted a flag. Jones looked like his feet may have just got tied up a little bit. And we got an injured McGill-Toolen player.
David, how about that pass?
A beautiful throw. The important thing about a go or a post is throwing it. On a go, you usually want to throw it off the first hitch. On a post, you usually want to throw it off the second hitch. Off a play action, 2 hitches, he throws it in stride. A little bit of tangle right there. Should have been a catch. What a ball, though.
I'm really shocked that these receivers are getting behind McGill's safety because we're just so used to Jim and I seeing them be so disciplined and not allowing that. You knew coming into the game, start backing up because you knew these guys are going to run these posts and nines.
Well, it's one thing to prepare for it. It's another thing to see it. And from top to bottom, I mean, look at this receiving core, just athleticism and size. It's about as prototypical as you'll see, and probably the best looking receiver from just size-wise and the eye test, I would say, in Mobile, Baldwin County.
So there's James Stallworth who went down. He was trying to pressure Tony, and
hope he's okay.
Yeah, prayerfully he's okay, and they got him upright at least.
He's not putting any weight on that right leg.
Hopefully he can shake that off and get back out here and play some more ball. But yeah, you know, I'm used to preparing for a team, and you're right, David. You know, the scout team just ain't going to give you the picture.
It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard. You know, the thing about these Blount receivers, they're young.
So we're going to have them coming back year after year. They just got to get somebody to get it to them. And I understand they've got some folks, too. They said they've just got people ready to step in if somebody doesn't go to class or miss a practice, any of that sort of thing.
Yeah, Lev Holly's not going to tolerate that. You can
That's right.
be assured of that. McCants goes in motion. Wilson in there as well. And they'll give Trajan Pugh a flag on the far side as Pugh is driven back and forced out of bounds. Gang tackle in there as Cameron Banks came over to finish off what some of his defensive brothers had started, including Radoslovich. Hey, we know we're having a little technical issue here. Stick with us. Our crew is doing everything they can to get it fixed. So bear with us here momentarily and look at the flag.
Illegal formation on the offense. Penalty is refused. Third down.
Yeah, I was wondering when they was going to give it to Pugh because he was very, very capable back. What, he had 200 yards last week?
Yeah, 532 on the year, 6 touchdowns, over 200 last week, and now third and long coming up here. Here's this Blount offense. Flott, Lacey, Bush, Hunt, and the other Lacey up front. And the receivers that David's been talking about, Jones and Woods, Wiggins and Burrows, and then Pugh in the backfield. And Kadarius Toney, the quarterback here. Pressure coming. Toney able to step away.
Watch out.
Pull it down and slips at the 35 and gets back out to the 37-yard line. Electrifying. So he was able to get away.
Tell you, when you have 346 yards rushing on 15 carries with a 23-yard average, I maybe have a smile on that guy.
Yeah, you try to.
Both those young men, Carlton Marshall, that he got away from. Carlton Marshall was the defensive player of the year down here on the coast last year, and he's going to play
and Miles
at Alabama.
Miles Stanley can make a tackle too now.
Stanley was in there as well.
Away from him.
Yeah, you see what Kadarius Toney is capable of. So each team now, McGill will put 10 up on the line of scrimmage. Cass on to punt here. He'll stand back at the 25. Pressure coming. Got off a good kick, and Hinton will just watch it roll the 29-yard line. How about that, Vic? Back-to-back defensive stands.
Yeah, I told you we got to have some stops. We just can't have this stuff running around the track. You know, we're not looking at NASCAR.
No, it can't. It's fine. It'll be all right. We can do that. Hey, tell you about people bringing in high school football each and every Friday night here on UTV 44. Sheriff's Council, Sheriff's Office in Mobile, Baldwin County, and the Drug Council. Also, GoBuildAlabama.com. And Pepsi will bring you our halftime show. We'll hear the great bands coming up at the half. So each team scored a touchdown. Each team's been forced to punt, and now we'll see McGill-Toolen bring the offense back out here. McGill, only undefeated team in region play, in Region 1 and 7A. They're stepping outside of the region here tonight. Bubba Thompson looking to pass, steps up and fires it down the middle of the field. And he's able to get that one complete to Jalen Tolbert up the far side, and it's another McGill first down up to the, mark him out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Well, David, as you look at this, you know the key to it first is the protection.
Absolutely.
You know, you want to sit back there and be able to dissect the defense like that any day, right?
There's no doubt. I mean, to throw a 20-yard dig, you got to have 5 guys up front that can do it, and then you got to have a quarterback that can really let it fly. That's what Bubba did.
Yep.
Go Build Alabama first down, and a nice move by Roberson. He'll pick up 4. So he's down to about the 38-yard line.
Good mix of run and pass right here by Caleb. Like I said, from top to bottom, these two staffs are really loaded.
You can see the chess match already taking place.
Absolutely.
2nd and 6. Far side, quick out, able to get that one off, and Marlon Williams stays on his feet. They did not mark him down. Still on his feet in a stiff arm.
Wow.
And a touchdown for the Yellow Jackets.
Players making plays.
It was all hitches across the board. He throws it to his best playmaker, makes one guy miss, and then he breaks the tackle.
And he went down.
6 points.
His knee was very close to being down on the far side, but he doesn't kept the legs going and drives through. Let's see here. Was he down? Let's see. Was he down?
Oh, little knee tap.
Yeah, that's
Little knee tap there.
He's down.
Got some grass on his knees, but no replay here in the effect here.
No red flag to throw for Lev Holly on that one, Big Lockett.
Nope.
So Yellow Jackets catch a break. When he's not ruled down, that was on their sideline as well. And the PAT is good, and it's 14-6. Marlon Williams gets the touchdown. They don't ask how, just how many. How many you got? That's it.
They will take the points.
McGill quickly scores again. It's now 14-6. Yellow Jackets. Jim Cox, David Norris, Vic Lockett, Tara Reeves on the sideline. Jared Kihas and our entire crew here tonight. We're in 8 Mile. Number 1 in 7A leads 14-6 over number 1 in 6A. So we got 3:41 to go in the opening quarter. And McGill-Toolen after the Marlon Williams touchdown. Send this one back near the goal line. McCants.
A little bit of uncertainty whether the ball was live or not, but the ref certainly didn't blow the whistle that I heard.
What a beautiful night and what a great atmosphere, huh?
Yes, it is. Big-time football in South Alabama. This is what we expect.
No doubt.
They started the tailgating with the RVs early here today to get ready for this one. Great game for the community. And we talked about it a little earlier, but just such a great game for both of these teams that they'll use later on in the season in the playoffs. So we'll tell you more about what Caleb Ross told us about this matchup here tonight.
So they show a two safety look pre-snap. You're like, hey, we can run the ball here on the snap. Safety runs down, run fit. Next thing you know, you got one less guy in the box.
Here's that McGill defense. Washington, Stanley, and Moffitt up front. The linebackers, they've had a great year. Johnson, Marshall, Radislovich, and Banks in the secondary. Gare, he's got 2 interceptions on the year. Bernal replacing the injured Joe Sider. Trey Young going to Troy, and Trey Bendoff going to Jacksonville State. Second down, Tony Quick over the middle, tipped in the air and nearly intercepted as Trey Young was looking for his second pick of the year as that went off the hands of Cameron Burrows, usually pretty sure-handed. And 3rd and 7 now coming up for the Leopards.
Got to catch
a little slant there. Just kind of let it got to his body.
Against that stingy defense, you gotta make those completions.
No doubt.
Trajan Pugh in the backfield here with Kadarius Toney. Again, committed to go to Florida. Looking, zips it out, and LeBaron Jones well covered and dropped immediately. Great work on the outside by Trey Bendoff. Looked like he might have had something on the inside slant there.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I like about it is, he got it out of his hand quick. It's one of the things you look for in a quarterback. You know, you don't, it's not always about, a first down every play. You take what they give you, and the saying is you take what the defense gives you, and eventually they give you the game. But I don't know about this McGill defense, but that was a smart play right there.
Yeah, and I think that was his first read, and usually they'll break that tackle because they're playing somebody that's not real disciplined, but McGill is going to be disciplined and make those one-on-one tackles.
Cass coming on and Bendoff with pressure, and he laid out, but he couldn't get there. And now Hinton will call for a fair catch, and it hits one of the Blount players right in the helmet as that went down there. And it actually hit the big outside linebacker, Keelan Kennedy, square on top of the head.
He didn't even feel it.
No.
Tough guy like him.
And actually took a McGill Blount favorable bounce there, but it'll be down where it hit him in the head, back up around the 43-yard line. And let's go down to the sidelines, and Tara's got an injury update for us. Tara.
Yes, guys, the McGill trainer was feeling on that right knee of James Stabler on the sidelines and shaking his head, and you could tell by James's facial expressions that he was not enjoying it. So they took him over to the training table. He did not put any pressure on that right leg. They have iced him down, and it is unlikely that he will return.
Sorry
Thanks,
to
Tara.
hear that about that young man. Hopefully it's not too devastating.
But Thompson Gave it off. Good pressure on the inside by the Leopards, but falling ahead is Brian Hill, able to get out to the 46-yard line. Pick up 3 on first down, 2nd and 7 here for the Yellow Jackets. You know, McGill opened the season here on UTV 44 playing the #1 team in 6A. Spanish Fort won that game handily, 24-3. And now next week we'll be back here as Blount will take on Spanish Fort. It'll be #1 and #2 doing battle, both undefeated in the region. Right back up the middle again is Brian Hill, and he'll get maybe 1, and 3rd and about 6 coming up.
And Madison playing that defensive end spot, just coming on down the line, finding the football, keeping his shoulders square, and he says, look what I've got here. Ball carrier.
He's had a great season, 23 tackles coming in tonight, including 5 sacks. Four receivers for Bubba Thompson. Drops back, looking, wants to set up the screen, able to get it to Hill. It's read beautifully, but he's able to slip 1 tackle, but he's going to end up losing 2, maybe 3 on the play.
Yeah, Keelan Kennedy got up there. He sniffed it out really early, disrupted everything from there, and his compadres came and finished it up.
And I think, boy, that speed that David was just talking about, really see it on the Blount defense like on a play like that.
You're going to be calling a bunch of names, Jim. I could just tell you, bro. I'm going to go get you some more water.
I tell you, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, not a bad play call. You like throwing the screen.
Safe.
Maybe pop 1, yeah. But like you said, that speed, east-west speed right there at Blount is going to be tough.
All around the punt, and Trajan Pugh will stand back at the 15 for the Leopards. Do a little rugby style, tries to angle it away. Good kick to the near sideline. That will bring the first quarter to a close. The 21-yard line, the Leopards will have it to start the second. We've had an exciting first quarter here, 14-6. We've seen some great defense as well out of both squads. It's the UTV 44 game of the week. McGill leads Matty T 14-6 after 1. Here tonight in 8 Mile for the UTV 44 game of the week. Jim Cox, David Morris filling in for Dan Brennan, who, like Vic Lockett earlier this year, serving a 1-game suspension. We expect it'll be just 1 game. He'll be back next Friday.
Yeah, we'll have Dan back after he serves his 1 game and get it.
Tear it down on the sidelines, and Tony on the keeper here to start the second quarter, and gains maybe 1. I think talked about the shootout and the quarterbacks here, but you got to tip your hat. Both defensive actually played pretty well there in that first quarter.
Well, I told you they had to show up, and these safeties are going to be tested, and these inside linebackers are going to be tested, so it's going to be up to them to keep these offenses in the game.
Tony floats it out to the near side. He's able to get that one to McCants, and McCants lumbers for a first down up around the 34-yard line. That's LaMarcus McCants, 5'9", 190-pound senior. You can see when he gets going downhill out of the backfield a little bit, he's a load to bring down.
Yeah, you want to get out of his way on that swing pass.
Looks like a typical fullback, doesn't
it? Yeah, he does.
First down for the Leopards.
Single high safety.
Tony gives it. Trajan Pugh will pick up a couple.
David, I don't think I would ever run that against this group.
Single high?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, it seems like there's a little bit of cat and mouse going on. They went a pro set, 2 running backs right there. And maybe they've studied the film and then they've seen some tendencies. But, yeah, you're right. Went 1 safety off a little bit more of a gun pro look from Blount.
Jackson Johnson with the tackle there for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd and 6. Kadarius Tony pulls it right down and tries to get to the edge, and he does, but there's a flag on the play. Looks like that's going to be a hold.
And the crowd knew it over here for Blount. I mean, as soon as the flag come out, they're just like, oh, we know this is negated.
I love coming here to do games at Blount because the fans are so knowledgeable and so into the football, and we're so close to them. I mean, there are hundreds of offensive and defensive coordinators sitting right in front of us right now, aren't there, Big Lockett?
No doubt.
They are into the games here at Blount, and love to see the community being so excited about this Leopards team and what Lev Holly's got going on right now.
And I tell you, the old coach
on the offense, 10-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
Santee Gamble does a good job of keeping the fire brewing. I mean, if they get a little warm, he'll stoke the fire with another log.
Dirty Hanky on the field there.
Dirty
right now,
Hanky
right?
on the field is his favorite call.
Second and now 16. Here for the Leopards as Kadarius Toney looks to the sideline and now settles in the gun, and Pugh goes in motion out of the backfield. Toney steps up, has time, looking to heave it downfield, fires a rope, and it's incomplete. As getting a hand on that one was Trey Young as he was trying to come to LeBaron Jones, who worked his way all the way back over here to this side of the field.
Yeah, and those broken plays are when Kadarius is probably most dangerous.
And David, there again, all that great protection. You quarterbacks love to keep your jerseys clean, right?
Boy, and how about Robert Lacey, number 70 there? You saw him, he made the big block, and then he made sure he finished it off emphatically.
Laying on him. Could have got a holding call, huh?
He's on the right side, and he's 6'3", 295. 3rd and 16 for the Leopards. Toney with pressure again, rolls out, slings it, incomplete as he tried to get Woods, who would have been well short of the first down, and Miles Stanley was given chase there, and it was good pressure up front that time by the Yellow Jackets D-line.
It was, and the rhythm, you know, that's what a D-line will do, throw off a quarterback's rhythm. And right there, misses Collins Woods just a little high. I tell you, when you get a quarterback, a thrower off his platform, it makes his night just a little more tricky.
Saw Kadarius coming over there to the near sideline, and Kyle Cass will punt for the Leopards, and back at the 42, good field position should be coming for McGill-Toolen. As Hinton, the Air Force recruit, is back. Takes it, spins at the 38. Hinton tried to spin back to the middle of the field, and nothing going on there, and he's going to be marked down at about the 37-yard line. We mentioned that Blount comes into this game ranked number 1 in 6A. Now, they were ranked number 1 last week, but before that, when was the last time the Blount Leopards were ranked number 1 in the state of Alabama?
Wow.
And for bonus points, if you can tell me who the coach was, I'll even give you bonus points
all
on
right, I'll take that. I think one of their players is on the sideline from that year, Sherman Williams, my old teammate.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's out helping out with the Blount team.
Kelvin Sigler, former coach, now at South here on the sideline as well.
Yep. That was Shaw High guy.
Yep. Hinton takes that one and steps across midfield, and the birthday boy, Brandon Hinton, his birthday here tonight, and able to move that one into Leopard territory.
The only way you're going to get the corners on Blount like that is good execution in terms of blocking, because somebody has to come back inside to get a block, because you're not running like that freely out there. And there was a good block out there this spring.
Bubba Thompson leads the Yellow Jackets here to another Go Build Alabama first down as we're almost 2 minutes into the second quarter. Hill in the backfield. Thompson fakes to him. Has time now. He wants to fire up top for Marlon Williams. He's got it, and Williams spins away from the 2 defenders for the touchdown.
Wow. And the defender stopped mid-play.
And it kind of hung up there, too. That ball kind of hung up there.
Bubba threw it a little flat. You kind of want to throw that ball a little bit more vertical. But Marlon made a tough catch.
He did. He turned his body all the way around, pivoted, and caught the football.
It almost looked like the 2 Blount defenders weren't sure who was going to try to make the play.
Yeah, right. I guess they assumed they were in the end zone. The play was over.
So let's watch here.
Oh. Yeah, Winchester there just thought he was in the end zone, so he didn't even attempt to make the tackle.
I guess we see what T. Martin sees in number 6, huh?
Yeah. He's got some talent.
Green on for the PAT, and now McGill makes it 21-6, and we'll see how this Blount team responds. So McGill has the lead. Now let's go down to Tara for a Faulkner State Educators Community Spotlight.
Thanks, Jim. I'm here with McGill's assistant principal, Blake Stein. And Blake, talk about some of the academic programs that you guys offer at McGill.
Well, we have college preparatory classes throughout. We have an Aquinas program for some of our brighter kids, and those kids have done really well this year and in the past couple of years, and bringing up some ACT scores and some other academic competitions we've been in.
And speaking specifically of some of those standout academic performers, talk about your National Merit Scholars.
Well, we had 5 National Merit semifinalists, and we're very proud of that. The work that the teachers have put in McGill, the professional development that they've done. We've got 5 National Merit semifinalists. We had, I think, 64 AP Scholars. Our ACT scores went up across the board this year to about a little over 24. So we're very proud of what our teachers and what our staff's doing in McGill-Toolen.
All right, thank you so much, so much. Back up to you guys.
So 21-6. Jackets on the lead. This is a high kick and still inbounds, but got a flag. I think McGill was offside the start of that one. Going to be a procedure call against McGill, so they'll back over to the 35 to kick this one off. Right now, guys, now the Blount Leopards have not been in this situation this year. Down a couple of scores.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they show some Leopard pride and come on back and get in this football game.
And you certainly expect they will, and they have an offense that can get you back in the game very quickly, David.
No doubt. And you got a quarterback that is probably the best football player on this field tonight.
On the kicking team, 5-yard penalty.
No panic. Put a drive together, get some points, and then it's a one-possession ball game.
McGill will kick from the 35. Here after the offside call against the Yellow Jackets. Marlon Williams with 2 touchdowns here tonight, leading the way. Actually, he's got 3. He's got 2 receiving and the 1 rushing out of the Wildcat
Not bad.
formation.
Not bad for the first half with 10 minutes to go.
14 minutes to play. And now they're going to try a little pooch kick, and this is going to hit the ground, and the Yellow Jackets going to pick it up out the bounce.
Can't advance it, though.
Just pooched it, and it came to the 40-yard line and took a bounce right into the arms of the Yellow Jackets' Trey Bendoff.
I tell you what, Coach Ross always has something up his sleeve when UTV 44 shows up. And
that's
that
about
was a trick out of his hat right there for sure.
The bounce.
I mean,
the backspin.
Yeah, just like a golfer checking up a wedge. And Blount's going to take a timeout. They want to kind of
gather themselves and steady the ship and say, hey, whoa.
I think that's a great timeout by Lev Holly. He is just seeing his team get a little frazzled here. And so a great play call by McGill on special teams, and then also the just perfectly executed to have the nose of the ball down to come straight back into the arms of Bendoff, who also give him credit, was right in position to be able to recover that ball.
That was not the first time they repped that, I guarantee you.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Clemson-Alabama game. And just as David was mentioning about being a possession or 2 away from getting the lead, I look at it as, you just steal a possession.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what McGill has done here.
And they do
in great field position with their quarterback.
At the 40 to start it. Boy, we have got lots of folks watching this game all over tonight on UTV 44, getting lots of texts. We got Marty and Angela Kennedy in Baldwin County sitting in Daphne watching us, eating fresh wahoo that Angela caught on Sunday, as a matter of fact.
I thought you were going to say you provided.
Well, she was on the boat with me.
She was on the boat, okay.
But she caught it, and they're eating it and enjoying high school football on UTV 44 across the bay, watching this great matchup here tonight between the #1 team in 7A and 6A as Roberson cuts it up, and he's going to be good for a first down, but a flag is going to bring this one back, a holding call at the 41. And also want to keep an eye on Jay Christopher McCants, who's kind of limping around out there for Blount at the end of that play.
Yeah, let's hope he's okay.
So we've talked a lot about the Blount receivers, but you've got to mention these McGill receivers.
Wow.
My goodness, every single one of them is already committed to play college football, and I know their receiver coach very well. Jeremy Jones is the all-time leading receiver at South Alabama history, and he's the receiver coach at McGill. Just one more outstanding coach on that staff.
Here's the QBs. How about Kadarius Toney, 3 for 8, but still for 110 yards. And Bubba Thompson, 9 for 10 tonight. He was coming in at 73%. We said completion, and this is Roberson, same play, same result. This is going to be a first down.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're getting the edges over there on Blount, but I'm telling you, it's the execution that we've seen week in and week out of McGill.
Also, Jim Bibby, longtime official, watching this game here tonight down at the beach. Appreciate all of our viewers watching this one as McLaughlin goes in motion on the right side, and Bubba Thompson now, he's going to have a chance to pull it down, and he's got a huge space of green in front of him, and he's got a first down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, everybody was running a go route, so everybody had their backs turned. And I'm wondering, David, was that a call play? Because everybody was going downfield in terms of the receivers, suck all the defense back there, and they know that Thompson's got some legs to make this play.
It was a design pass, but Bubba, you know, the thing about playing quarterback is you got to think fast, play fast.
I was going to bring that up to you. I really like, you just see how the decision, he just made it, and all of a sudden, now it's the big game.
He's a great passer. You know, today he's 90% so far. He's 73% of the year.
5-yard penalty, first.
Thing that a lot of people don't know, he's the fastest guy on McGill's team.
Wow.
So he is a legitimate 4.4, low 4.5 guy.
Wow.
And that's why, to me, the school that he's committed to play baseball at, Auburn, you know, they're crazy not to look at this guy to play quarterback. I mean, he can do it.
And the kid on the other side, too, in purple, could also play up there.
Kadarius can play quarterback anywhere.
So, 5-yard penalty, illegal substitution against Blount. A go-build Alabama first down. Is it a 1st and 5 variety? And Bubba spins there. And Bubba also one of those quarterbacks, uses the noodle a lot because he'll slide a lot of times when he has a chance.
Yeah, but, you know, Jim, have we seen him run a whole lot this year?
You know, we've seen him pull it down a few times, but he hasn't really had to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And, you know,
that's the point I'm getting to.
He's been a little injury prone, but it's been his shoulder. He's had shoulder issues. And so he only does it when he has to. As Hinton comes to the near side, and he slips a tackle. And now Zajon Pugh and a host of others are there, and flag away from the play.
Yeah, Thompson has that ability, I think, to run. But, you know, Coach Ross in the pregame talking to me, he said it over and over, if we can keep this guy injury-free. So he probably doesn't want him taking off that much.
I think you're right. I think gradually, as the year goes on and as those playoffs approach, I think you may see number 8 busting out a couple more.
Let's listen to here.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Wow, kind of uncharacteristic. That's the 3rd holding call we've seen on McGill here in the first half.
And sometimes when you'll have a tendency to grab out there when you're playing against a speedy defense.
I was going to say a lot of that might be just because of who they're playing against in that defensive line that's big and fast for the Leopards. 2nd and 8. Thompson rolls out, flips this one, able to get it as Hinton. Hinton trying to turn the corner, and he dives for another McGill touchdown.
What a great design play right there.
The thing about it, David, we see them execute this stuff. You can draw all this stuff up, but you get these 15, 14, 17-year-old kids to execute
And right when he catches it, you see the crack back right behind it. And
timing is there.
It's amazing. And you watch the Murphy-McGill game that you guys called. I mean, it was every possession was textbook.
Yeah, at every play.
Just a little zone boot right here. You hit the first answer, which is the flat, and then you got 2 guys doing their job. Everybody's doing their job.
I mean, our viewers out there, I just don't think they understand and grasp how hard it is to get kids to do what they're supposed to do exactly right.
It's very hard.
Yes.
PAT for the Yellow Jackets, good. And wow, it is 28-6. McGill on top of Blount here. And we've got 4 minutes only gone by in the second quarter. And we talked about how is Blount going to respond. And now, after that, really wasn't an onside kick. It was kind of just a short pooch kick that Blount didn't cover very well, and McGill got it, stole the possession. They take advantage with a 40-yard drive there for the score, and they're on top big. But I do really feel there is so much football left in this one. Like, we're still going to see a lot more points here tonight.
Yeah, we know Tony, so, you know, even though it's chaos going on around him, he can make a big play anytime, any second, any day.
That's right. Put a drive together like we said about 10 minutes ago and get some points on the board, get some confidence, give your defense a rest, and then come up with a stop.
Mahler to kick off for the Yellow Jackets. He'll drive this one back in. McCants. Wow. Did he catch it and then went out of bounds all the way inside the 5 down at the 3. Blount with some mental miscues here on that one, and now they're going to put themselves in a big hole, and they'll come out here for offense momentarily. But let's send it down for our Scholastic Athlete of the Week, and Tara's there with the report from the Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shannara.
Thanks, Jim. I'm here with Kyle's mother, Lisa Klockner. Now, Lisa, what kind of kid is Kyle?
He's an all-around good child. He excels in the classroom. He's just real fun-loving.
And then, are you proud of him?
I'm very proud of him.
All right, well, on behalf of the Gulf Coast Law Offices of Alexander Shannara, we would like to present you with a $250 scholarship and this plaque. Thank you. Back up to you guys.
We'll tell you more about our Scholastic Athlete of the Week as Tony fires this one, and LeBaron Jones has got it and holds on a flag.
LeBaron was split out extra wide. In fact, he was outside the numbers, and I think it was the ball's on the left hash. Expected a slant right there.
Yeah, when they cheat out there wide, you know, it's kind of formation recognition.
But I guarantee you the DB knew it was coming too, and it just tells you the coordination and the chemistry between number 4 and number 2 right there. When the DB knows it's coming,
you can't do anything about it.
That's right.
5-yard penalty, enter run, first down.
Yeah, they threw a flag for a face mask, but he just actually got him. It was more toward the ear hole. Never was really.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but I thought
his
the replay would show it. But
his head turned so quickly that's what it was. So it was a 5-yard variety, and now Blount out of the shadows of their own goalpost and up to the 20 here, and they needed that. Tony quickly zips that one off, able to get it complete, and that's Cameron Woods, and he'll get a couple. And we'll go back to tell you more about our Scholastic Athlete of the Week here from our friends at Alexander Shannara. Look at a big crowd here in 8 Mile. Kyle Clokener, senior, 3-year letter winner, 3.67, serves at the Holy Family Catholic Church, and our Scholastic Athlete of the Week. Congratulations to Kyle. He got that $250 scholarship from the Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shannara. 2nd and 7 here for Tony and the Leopards. Floats it to Trajan Pugh up the near side. Pugh at the 30, dropped the shoulder, and he'll be forced out of bounds. He's going to have the first down. Helmet ended up coming off, but good gang tackling there at the end of it. And you saw how quickly closing in on that to make the tackle was Carlton Marshall, but also it looked like there was a big gain coming, and pretty soon you had the Yellow Jackets over there quickly shutting that down.
Yeah, they play disciplined defense now. They're not going to just let you run by them. They're going to come up and make that stuff up front. But I'm glad to see Blount, you know, stringing together a drive here and doing something positive.
Up to the 30. And Joshua Brown comes in, and his first carry is going to result in a 5-yard loss.
And as soon as they do something positive, McGill's defense responds with a negative play.
It's tough.
Hugely negative.
Trying to go inside zone and the back bounces it. Not the way it's designed versus a fast defense like McGill. That's going to be tough.
Fast and disciplined.
But it is important to establish the run. Obviously, you know, you're seeing so much play action off of it on both sides.
Chris Moffitt came in to make the stop. I'll say a loss of 4. We'll call it 5 officially. So it is 2nd and 15 here for the Leopards.
See the double on LeBaron down here at the bottom of the screen.
Tony pulls it down on the keeper and slides ahead. And that's going to be a face mask as Miles Stanley got him up high. And 1, 2, 3 flags.
And about 400 in the stands, too, through their flags. That dirty hanky.
That's it.
Coach Santee talks about.
Well, this will be the 15-yard variety here. Yep, that'll do it. As Stanley just went up and
looked like that may have been something that's light a spark under Kadarius's behind a little bit, and it looked like he has a little bit more fire after that one.
Up to the 47-yard line on the Leopards. They need a score, down 28-6. Tony, pressure coming from the backside, able to step away from it, and now rolls, fires off his back foot, and it's broken up. Good coverage back there. Now a flag comes in at the end. I think this could be a taunting. Ward Bronald, the safety, was there.
And he made a great play before that.
Yeah, unless the official's going to say it was pass interference, but I think
if it was pass interference, it was late.
Yeah, it was very late. That's why I thought it might have been maybe something was said to draw that flag there. Again, how about Tony and his pocket presence?
Man, I was just about to compliment Ward Brown on his play, just sticking with the receiver.
On the defense, 15-yard penalty results on a first down.
Is it taunting?
They didn't want him. He was on him there, yeah. Didn't want him kind of on top of him, and a penalty whistled against McGill. And the Leopards on the march here to the 38-yard line. You feel the intensity coming up. You really can feel it.
Big drive right here.
official going to take a timeout. I think they take their heat timeout. Didn't take one in the first quarter, and Kadarius Toney heading over to the McGill sideline. It's a young man who's on our pregame show. Very gregarious, big smile, a lot of fun on Twitter to follow.
Well put together athlete.
As well, absolutely. More of our friends bringing you high school football this and every Friday night here on UTV 44, Advanced Collision. Also Greer's 100 years.
And right here in Pritchett is where they're headquartered.
Yep. And the Alabama Secretary of State. Big crowd looking on here at Pritchard for the game again. As I mentioned, this is only the second time Blount's been at home this year, so folks here in 8 Mile were ready for a big game, and they certainly got it, and they were out here early.
I tell you, this is the first time I've been to this stadium in probably about a decade, and it's a very nice stadium.
It is.
Very, very nice field, and they really doing a great job with the upkeep around here.
Yeah, it is. Just, you can see all the McGill fans. I mean, it's a great gate for each one of these schools. It was the biggest crowd McGill had last year at home, and it's going to be the same here for Blount this year. First down for the Leopards. Toney again with pressure. Fires and nearly intercepted as he threw that over the head of his intended receiver, and some pressure coming, and Jackson Johnson couldn't quite get there, but that was the McGill front putting on the pressure, and Quintre Bryant had no chance to go up and get that one, so 2nd and 10 coming.
Yeah, they brought some extra heat, but I tell you what, Kadarius, you take a look at him there, he's just oblivious to the rush. I mean, he's like just, hey, this is just part of the game. I'm going to make a play. Give me a second.
And if they can contain him, it's going to make his night harder, but it's hard to contain him.
It's dropped out of LeBaron Jones.
Yeah, he was downfield before the ball got there. He's got to look those in.
Now suddenly 3rd and 10 for the Leopards coming up at the 40. Jones has had the big night, had the 95-yard touchdown reception, and that's his second drop. Could have had another touchdown on the following possession and couldn't hold on to one.
That was just a hitch right there. You know, would have been a 5 or 6 yard completion, and that's all you're looking for unless he breaks it.
Toney steps up in the pocket, another flag coming, and he'll be dropped back at the 48-yard line. Carlton Marshall, Defensive Player of the Year last year. He and Toney were having fun on the pregame show together, and this time Carlton has a little more of the fun in that matchup, and a holding call here, and Blount will be forced to punt. McGill will take that flag off, you would think. And
yeah, you can't duck on the Carlton too quick. He's not the Defensive Player of the Year for nothing, and he shows it right there.
You know, he reminds me a lot of Adrian Cole, who used to play at McGill and played at La Tech. Just a great football player, plays with a lot of leverage. Can't ever block him.
Nope.
And always leads the county in tackles.
And huge motor, like the motor just going nonstop.
Only 5'11", 215.
About like
Cole,
the guy I just mentioned, Adrian Cole.
Cast a punt from the 41, Hinton back at the 15. Spiraling punt will chase Hinton back, and he kind of half-heartedly called for a fair catch, and they'll give it to him back at the 11-yard line. So the drive from Blount stalled at the 40. And McGill's got it back with 5:21 to go, up by a 28-6 margin. More of our friends on high school football. Premier Motorsports, our player of the week every week. Thank you for being a part. And again, Faulkner State here with us on Friday nights again this year here on UTV 44. And Zaxby's feeding the crew. It's a tall task. They can eat some chicken fingers, this crew.
Ring eating good.
I need to find me some of those chicken fingers.
There's not many left at this point, David. I was just saying we needed to address that early.
I'm gonna go to Zaxby's on the way home and tell them I need my box.
There you go. Bubba Thompson deep in his own end, gives it off. Robertson across the 15.
Just a little inside zone right there. McGill trying to establish the run and really have balance, and that's what good teams do.
It's David Morris you hear. He's filling in for Dan Brennan out this week, and David, of course, of QB Country, trains so many of these young quarterbacks all throughout our area and knows the game so well. Went to McGill.
Ole Miss quarterback.
Yep. To Ole Miss as well. Getting to the near side, hitting, trying to get to the edge, and makes a nice little jump cut at the sideline to get out to the 27-yard line. What the patience on that little move there at the sideline.
Yeah, he stuck his foot in the ground and say, hey, I'm not going out of bounds. I'll get a couple more yards from my team.
Just a little jet sweep and great seal right there on the edge, and Hinton did the rest. But yeah, it looked like he was about to run out of bounds.
The extra move here.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me a lot of his receiver coach, Jeremy Jones.
Yep.
You know, a small, shifty guy.
Boy, was he a highlight package when he was at
doubt.
South. Up the middle. Time to go, Bill. Alabama first down to the 35-yard line. Blount needs to stop here. They need to stop with 4 minutes to go here in the first half.
Tell you what, though, that was a nice little acceleration by Trey Roberson in the hole there.
Picked up 8 on the carrier. And inside 4 minutes to go. Second and short. Sometimes you see this down and distance. Take a little look deep.
Yeah.
Marlon Williams, 3 touchdowns, split up the top of the screen. Now we got movement before.
You're right, Jimmy. I wouldn't be surprised a little play action shot right here.
Oh, now.
Maybe not now.
Yeah, go to 2nd and 7. After 2nd and 2, yeah. McGill a little confused on the setup there, and it took a while to get the play in, and then backed him up here. Bubba Thompson, the seniors, David and Vic both mentioned earlier tonight, going to Auburn to play baseball. Motion to the near side. They fake and give it off, and Roberson trying to come to the corner, and he does, and there's a flag. Another hold call going to be whistled here against McGill.
Yeah, I think the ref heard the crowd. I don't know about you guys.
I'm sure they heard the McGill or the Blount sideline. They were hollering for it early in that one.
And then he decides, yeah, I better throw this if I'm going to get out of here alive.
It's an interesting formation, and essentially it ends up being a jet sweep. But
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
2nd and 17 coming up. David, you know, one thing we've talked about a little bit here, it's like and Vic was talking about the execution that takes place, but these kids at the high school level are running college offenses right now.
There's no question. I mean, really what it comes down to, these teams that make execution look easy are the teams that when you know is special. He's got them deep right here. He threw it a little late.
Bubba fires it up. Williams able to make the catch and then lost the football at the end, and he's got it
back
at the 31.
Was that Hinton? Or was that Marlon?
I think it was Marlon Williams. It was Williams on the far side, and he went up and got it, and that one was just floated up there. The DB, I don't think, realized the ball was coming.
Misjudged the jump a little, but hey, and that's even harder when you misjudge it to come down and catch it.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I know it.
Go up, come down, catch it. No.
How about the throw here, scrambling out?
Just old scramble drill, step up in the pocket, hit the edge, and then throw. You see his arm strength. It's tough. The longer you hold that ball, the longer the throw.
Wow.
So you try to get out of your hand a little sooner and try to hit that guy in stride, but you see a little bit of proof of his arm strength.
Yeah, you saw that ball came loose, and hey, how about a tip of the hat to Vania Kai, our photographer down there on the sideline, to get that beautiful shot, to see that pass going down the far sideline, and the fumble coming out at the end, and Williams able to grab it.
Great concentration by Williams. I mean, I'm serious. I've never seen a guy go up and then land and then catch the ball.
And get it with his fingertips, like it almost came through his hands as well.
It's almost like you feel like you have like the basketball, when you jump up and down, right?
Yeah.
So you can't land without catching it.
Exactly.
I think that's literally part of the reason it's so hard to come down with it.
And the DB had actually fallen down, as you saw there on the replay. So all the way up to the 31-yard line come the Yellow Jackets. There's Caleb Ross. I mean, I think universally probably looked at as down here on the Gulf Coast, one of the true offensive masterminds at putting a plan together for each week.
There is absolutely no doubt. I try to spend as much time as I can around him and his staff. I mean, what Caleb's doing is really, really special.
Hill on the right side. He'll get to the 29-yard line before he's finished off. Darryl Scott in there on the tackle.
Caleb has a background in football, played in college, and he's been in.
You look at him, he was a center or an offensive lineman and about 80 pounds heavier than he was.
That's right.
You know, he's because you look at his build now, you wouldn't guess him a college
like a quarterback.
Lineman. Yep.
Or a kicker, yeah. I always get out like a kicker, so.
Cortland Martin jumped offside there.
So, David, are you saying these quarterbacks, big, muscular, strong guys?
Well, no. So what, you kind of look like you could play quarterback somewhere, yeah. Maybe on that goal line package.
Yeah, he didn't want to put Kayla Ross in that category right now, Jim.
2nd and 4. Bubba Thompson comes to the near side and unable to hold on. So that one was Larry Rembert.
Just a little tunnel screen. A little high, maybe a little late. Look like Bubba's feet got a little tangled right there. Tunnel screen is a timing, a play. Obviously, execution's important, and something you're hoping to pop one right up the edge.
Larry Rembert going to Jacksonville State. He's been a little quiet here tonight. So many weapons on this McGill-Toolen offense. They're down for the Jackets. Bubba Thompson fires it. Williams catches it with his hands out in front of him. And the SC commit has another first down to about the 13-yard line.
I'll tell you, he is physical, isn't he?
Go Bill, Alabama first down for Williams. What a night he's having.
Basically a double slant right there. He took his outside guy, kind of a pre-snap read. You love the leverage that Marlin had. The inside guy basically runs off the outside backer.
6'1", 200 pounds, and you can see Williams kind of feeling it out there tonight.
Doubt.
Hill out of the backfield, inside the 10.
Now that's where that play is designed to go, not to hit the edges and cause holding and things that are not way they drew it up. Got a little hole there, and he just squirts right through it, a little sputterbug.
No doubt.
A minute and a half left here in the second quarter, and McGill down deep again, and to the 2, and 1st and goal coming up for the Yellow Jackets. And now,
yeah, and they're looking to stretch this game out even wider.
And I was saying they also would be happy to let a little more of this clock burn off here with just a minute and a half to go, get the points. But
both teams got all 3 timeouts.
I think we've had a couple called. We've had one each called. No, Blunt's taken. I think Blunt's taken 2 actually. Took 1 after that kick, and then they took 1 on that last defensive series.
All right, we'll get the graphic corrected.
Now here we go with Marlon Williams, and he'll give it off to Rembert trying to go around the edge, and that was well defended by the Leopards as they tried to get Rembert coming, and Adrian Law was one of the first ones there to stop it for Blount.
Yeah, that's the way you shut down the corners there.
And that'll take out the Wildcat package as well and bring Bubba Thompson back in at quarterback, and we're inside a minute to go, almost down to 40 seconds. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, I like Bubba at quarterback and Marlon at receiver better myself, right?
Rolling out Thompson, looking wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets, and Hinton gets the birthday touchdown.
Just flooded the zone there, looked like to me, David, and not enough defenders to cover all the receivers that was there.
That's right. Just a little zone boot out of the gun. I didn't quite see
flag on it.
Yep, coming back.
In the end zone, the flag.
Some kind of
pass interference.
Pass interference on the offense. 15 yards. Yeah, 2nd down.
Some kind of pick out there that had him wide open like that.
Pretty sure the backside tight end dragged across the field, and it must have been one of the strong side receivers. A little bit of a pick is what appeared to be a call.
McGill takes a timeout, so it's going to be 2nd and goal back from the 22-yard line. Yeah, he was really wide open, hence why there. And now if you're Blount, you're thinking, okay, we can get a little victory here if we can hold them at the end of the half, even a field goal, but keep them out of the end zone when it looked like they were about to go in when they had it 1st and goal at the 2.
No doubt. That's a big win.
But we still got 27 seconds left, and McGill's got 2 timeouts.
You know, I look down there, I see Joe Aaronsburg, the offensive line coach. What a great guy. He was on staff when I was there, and In fact, he was the receiver coach when I was there, and his son is now on staff as well. And the Aaronsburgs are guys that have been around McGill, well, as long as I was there. So back in from probably 1996 on. His brother Pat was my offensive coordinator.
Good football men, huh?
Oh, man, and great men in general.
All right, here we go. 2nd and goal from the 22. Bubba Thompson looks over the McGill sideline.
Man on man. Looks like a one-man free right here. Expect to see a fade.
Bubba looking, fires a rope instead, and Nia is down at the 10, and so I think McGill will have to take a timeout here.
Yeah, was that a comeback or a
stop route? Yeah.
Okay. Tolbert had his knee down as he made the reception, and he's kind of, giving it to himself right there, saying, dang it, I should not have had that knee down, because he still had some space up the near sideline, but on the comeback.
That's right.
Stop there, but now you're 3rd and goal from the 10 with 19 seconds left. You got 1 timeout left, so you had a chance. The whole playbook is open for you here.
That's right. So a stop is essentially a long hit. Just ends up being a 9-yard, 10-yard completion. Throw it off the plant so that the quarterback usually doesn't hitch up much. And it's a good man route. It's almost, you could look at it almost as a back shoulder type throw.
You saw Bubba Thompson there. He had the touch on the throw that was called back, and then that one more of the quick, hard throw up the far sideline. And 3rd and goal from the 10. For McGill.
Yeah, Blount needs a stop here to at least keep it manageable. Let's get themselves deeper in a hole with this, any kind of points.
Look at that. They bring in Kadarius Toney now in the secondary as well. And Blount will get the ball to start the second half. So if they could get a stop here. Thompson has time, fires, and it's
broken up by Toney.
Wow, Kadarius Toney almost had.
He's seen the stop. He's seen and thrown the stop before, and he jumped it.
Trying to get it to remember, Caleb Ross was telling us before the pregame show recorded, he was watching some film, and Kadarius had thrown an interception earlier this season, and he said all of a sudden, I saw somebody coming back in the play, and it was a blur, and he just obliterated the DB who made the interception, and getting up to dust himself off was number 4, Kadarius Toney. So the competitor,
physical. Yep. Very physical.
So Green will come on, and this will be a 27-yard field goal attempt, and he's got it to make it 31-6. So Blount holds them to 3 there. They needed that. So the big penalty really is what put the Jackets back there. They had the touchdown, offensive pass interference, backed them up, but it's still 31-6, McGill-Toolen. And, we've heard Caleb Ross talk about it in the pregame show. He's told it to Tara coming off the field in the games earlier this season. He's always striving for perfection, and he knows it'll never be obtained, but they'll get awful close on some nights. And I know there's some things maybe he doesn't like, but I don't think anybody thought this game would be 31-6 at the half. That's for sure. Either way.
No.
The fact we've had 37 points scored doesn't surprise me. Just didn't think it would be this.
Thought they would split them down the middle at least.
Yeah. But we also have a lot of football left.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's right. I know, Caleb Ross knows some adjustments Blount's going to make at the half and how they're going to come out.
I would expect to see McGill run the ball a little more in the second half.
Taken at the 29 and coming back near side up to about the 45-yard line.
Well, I know
Samuel Wilson.
One thing I know that Kadarius can get it to the end zone from here.
Yeah, I was just going to say 3.7 seconds left.
I've seen him throw the ball 75, 80 yards multiple times, and I looked at him and I looked at myself and I looked at the yard markers. I'm like, wait a second.
You want to go out there and measure them and see if they're correct, right?
What just happened?
And look at McGill's.
I'm telling you, literally, he could throw it outside of the back of the track. That's how much arm he has, and he'll scramble around and make a throw.
12 plays, 80 yards, 5 minutes taken off there. And so here's Toney with pressure going. Now he's just going to pull it down, and Toney cross midfield, looks for a block, still on his feet, trying to get to the outside. He's just fun to watch. Gets to the 30, and that'll close out the first half. Still like the play call there, just to have it in his hands for a chance to make something happen. He can take it 60.
He's a joystick.
And go.
No doubt.
McGill.
His ability to stop and go is very
uncanny.
special.
Yes.
So 31-6 at the half. McGill-Toolen have a huge offensive outburst in the first half, and I think Blount just not sharp in a couple facets of the game that hurt him. We saw the short kick to start the game, and let's go down. Tara has got Coach Caleb Ross. Tara.
Coach, you said that you had to protect Bubba and your receivers in order to win this game, and that it started up front. Talk about the part your O-line has played in putting up these 31 points.
And they're playing great. I can't be more proud. They're giving Bubba time. We're actually running the football. We're getting positive yards. I really challenged them for this game. They've done an outstanding job. Very proud of them.
And you also said that you had to outperform on special teams. What went in that decision to do the pooch kick?
Well, we saw something on tape that we thought we could get there, and it was a perfect kick. It had to be a perfect kick, and we got it. It's perfect.
Thanks. Best of luck, Coach.
So there's Caleb Ross, and you heard him say to Tara how proud he was, and his team's up 31-6. We'll have our players of the game suggestions for you, and you can make comments, but here was our player of the game last week, Maurice Robinson from Murphy, in a 3-point loss for Murphy. 32-29. I almost said 31-28. I was like, no, that was not it. 32-29 was the final, but
he played well in a losing effort, though.
Yeah, it was good to see him come back on and have a big game here on UTV 44. His team was down 15 in the second half, and he led them back to tie it up.
Wow. Showed some Panther pride.
And they really needed that. And Murphy on the road tonight taking on Saraland, and Maurice Robinson is the player of the game. In tonight's game, we'll have 3 players for you to choose from. You'll be able to go to local15tv.com and click on high school football game of the week and select the player of the game. We'll tell you about it next week right here on UTV 44. We'll take a break. Pepsi halftime show coming up after this. We'll have the McGill-Toolen band, the Yellow Jackets on top big at the half here tonight. Pepsi halftime show here at Leopard Stadium. You can hear the McGill band, their team on top 31-6. And let's get down to the field and enjoy the McGill-Toolen band. I'm going to be quick here telling you it's the Pepsi halftime show because it's one of the best in our viewing area. Let's go out and enjoy the Blount Band here tonight at the half. For the home team, that crowd has been taken out of the game a lot here tonight. You see the score 31-6 at the half. McGill-Toolen with the lead over Blount. We talked about it early on here tonight, saying, hey, these quarterbacks are going to have a big night on each side of the ball to give their team a chance to win. And I think we've seen it, especially out of the McGill-Toolen side thus far. Here at the half, Jim Cox, David Morris with us, Vic Lockett, as we talk about the matchup here tonight. And David, we talked about early on the precision of Bubba Thompson coming into tonight's game, and he's been even more precise tonight than he has the entire season.
13 of 17, 256, 3 touchdowns, and even had a drop or two. It's the type of football that you had hoped to see out of your quarterback. And he's a guy that's playing about as sharp as you can play. It seems like he's hitting a stride.
Yeah, and, and you were talking about them playing all that cover, too. That's the type of surgeon that will cut it up, and that's what he's done.
All right, what's Lev Halley telling his kids right now?
He's talking to them about, hey, it's 0-0. Come back out here, show some pride, and play.
It was really a great offensive performance from McGill there in the first half. Bubba Thompson really got things going early on, and then we see here Marlon Williams, who had a big night. He's got 2 receiving touchdowns, rushes that one in to start things going, and then over here got away with a little knee, might have been down there, but Marlon Williams able to take it in, the first of his receiving touchdowns. That gave him 2 for the night right there, and that had McGill on top, and then going up and hanging this one in the air, 48 yards for the touchdown. That was Marlon Williams going up and making the catch, and then what a job here by the birthday boy. Brandon Hinton dives in. He's going to Air Force. Got a little airborne there as he goes into the end zone. And that put McGill on top. They got a late field goal, 31-6. You see the offensive numbers, 326 yards in the offense against this Blount defense that's been so stingy here tonight. And how about McGill, what they have done defensively to shut down Blount? You see 133 yards through the air. 95 of those came on one play. The first touchdown that Blount scored, a 95-yard pass from Tony to LeBaron Jones. So the defense has been, strong for McGill here in the first half. And that second quarter, 17 points. They have the big lead. And Bubba Thompson, you see the numbers there. What a first half he's had. And Marlon Williams, 176 yards. They're liking that one out in Southern California tonight. He's committed to go be a Trojan there. And Kadarius Toney, 6 of 14. 133 yards. And LeBaron Jones, those 2 catches for 110 yards in the first half. Blount will get it here to open things up in the third quarter, and they'll need to get something going quickly to get a little momentum going back there. They had got some momentum by holding McGill to a field goal there at the end of the half. So we'll need to see what they can get going offensively here and see if they can get a spark from special teams. Lev Halley said special teams could be a big factor in this game, and it's been all in favor of McGill on the special teams tonight.
Yeah, they have pretty much had their way in all phases of the football game, and this crowd, this team, they're just not used to being in this predicament, and I bet they're going to come out firing. Because that's what's been good to them, and that's what they know. So I expect them to be explosive on this first drive.
Mahler with a high kick. McCants picks it up at the 19 and makes a move at the 20 and then gets hit up high, and he's brought down at the 23-yard line. And we will see Blount start from there. Let's get onto the sidelines and check in with Terrell.
Thanks, Jim. Coach Hawley said at halftime that they're going to have to play with some intensity if they want to get back in this game. They really laid down during that first half. Hats off to McGill, he said, for really stepping up. And he said here in the second half, he's going to see what his team is made of, both players and coaches.
Wow. Lev Halley, you
putting a test on him.
Yeah, he just,
put the challenge on him.
Accountability is what Lev Halley really has brought to this Blount program, and bringing it out right there to start things off here. Well, Kadarius Toney, one of the leaders of this team. And he'll bring his squad out. And
you don't want to start the half out with procedure penalties.
Yeah, it'll be 1st and 15 here for the Leopards coming out to start quarter number 3. Collins Woods, one of the big receivers. They haven't really got him going in the offense
Son of Jerome Woods, the principal here.
That's right. Saw a lot of Collins this summer. At first met him at the Manning Passing Academy with Jerome, and he brought Kadarius down there as well. And Collins always comes with Kadarius whenever he comes to QB country.
The give. This is Trajan Pugh trying to get to the outside. Pursuit coming in. Right back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard more. And again, more speed on the field we see there trying to run laterally. And
it's not going to be successful, just like David pointed out earlier. That play is designed to go inside, and what you're trying to do is bounce it, and they do bounce it outside to where the pursuit is. Good
Makes
defense by McGill.
Makes it tough. McGill and 2 safety look here as well.
Gain of 1, and now not ready for the snap as it came and, wow, right back to Kadarius, who was looking at the sideline. And it's going to bring up 3rd, and now going to lose a couple.
A little sloppy here coming out of the half when you expect them to be on point and executing, and it's just not happening.
Wow. You know, I remember seeing Kadarius score on a play similar to that against Saraland.
Yep.
Don't take your eye off of him.
Didn't know the ball was coming, but I think he made him pay on that particular play.
3rd and 16.
No blitz.
Strong arm to the near side, and there's Collins Woods, and he's going to be up to the 30. That's going to be short of the first down.
Just a comeback right there. Great throw and catch.
Yeah, nice job looking it in. And Collins has been quiet all night. Is that his first one?
I believe that's his first one.
Yeah, they targeted him earlier, and now Blount's going to have to punt. It's a hurry to get the...
Are they going to punt it?
4th and 6.
Wow, 4th and 6 from their own 30.
And they're going to burn a timeout early.
Ooh, yeah, that you could hear on our microphone down there. You could hear punt team. But
nobody exchanged positions, did they? The offense stayed on the field unless they were going to get Kadarius to kind of step back and punt it.
I think KT was fighting to go for it.
Oh, is that what it was? You quarterbacks, I tell you, David.
I tell you what. I like it though. You gotta like a guy that
y'all want to call your own play pretty soon. Y'all gonna want to call the defense.
Hey, but Tara just told us that Lev Holly was saying, hey, I got to find out about my coaches and my players, see how they respond to this, and to have to take a timeout a minute 44 into the 3rd quarter is not what you wanted to see.
Makes it hard. It makes it hard, and really McGill's going to get the ball with decent field position, and that offense has not missed a beat all night.
And it all started with a procedure penalty coming out on your first play from scrimmage in the second half. Cass will punt. Hinton back at the 41. So as David said, should be great field position for the Yellow Jackets. Cass takes it to the near sideline, and Hinton will drift over and take it at the 35, and now reverses field, looking for a block, and he got one. And he's trying to get to the sidelines, and he got another monster block, and he's still on his feet inside the 40.
Yeah, I knew he had something when he broke the initial cane guy. The guy that supposedly had end responsibility got caught inside in the trash, and you just can't do it.
Got to make one guy miss on that return, right, McLaughlin?
Always, I've been around some great ones, and they always are coached. Make one move and go.
So they end up netting 7 yards on the punt.
Yeah.
Kadarius is like, see, I told you we should have just gone for it.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, get KT. KT wants to do it. I may let him do it.
Nice block right there.
No doubt.
Thompson
pulls his own read. Got him.
Yep. Oh. And could not get it to Jalen Tolbert as he pulled it down.
Pretty good D back there.
Wasn't bad at all, but that safety stayed true. That's the old Auburn play that got Bama a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Tried.
Still have nightmares about that one.
Faked ropes. Yeah, there's a lot of bad dreams about your football program right now, Dick. You got a lot of those going, right?
Not many nightmares in Alabama's.
Roberson fake again. They come to Hinton. Got a nice block from Rembert in front. And that springs him up the sidelines. And he's pushed out of bounds. A first down inside the 20.
Yeah, lucky you didn't pull him all the way down. He probably would have got flagged for a
That's an Alabama Secretary of State first down. Good work by Rembert there to free him up on the block. Big night for these receivers from McGill-Toolen.
Just a little bubble Now they got trips to the boundary. They threw a little hitch earlier to it. There it is again.
Hinton goes up the sideline, and he's bumped out of bounds.
Really not even a hitch. Kind of a little wide receiver screen, little smoke screen.
Yeah, he just stood up and catch it and say, get all you can get. Got athletes like that, why not? Just put it in their hands and let them make the plays. Now, looks like to me McGill is having to start at Blount leader.
Yep. Agreed, Vic Lockett.
Captain Obvious.
Taylor McLaughlin was in motion there all kinds of time. Bubba looking to throw it. Now he wants to pull it down and spins, and he'll get dropped there. Good coverage downfield by Blount.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where, hey, nothing's there. You got great field position. Just throw it away. It's probably if you're talking about if you can call that a mistake, that may have been his only mistake so far.
Yeah, sometimes the defense wins.
Yep.
That's right.
Where did you learn that, Jim? I coached you up great.
So, like at the NFL level, you say, they get paid to play on that side of the ball too.
Exactly.
They practice these kids practice all week as well. So 3rd and 9 here after the loss on that one.
Looks like cover 0, Vic.
Dangerous.
Bubba Thompson with pressure coming from the freshman. Martin gets away from him. Now has time, all kinds of time. And to the sideline gets Marlon Williams, who drops his shoulder, and he's going to be hit at the 1. But what a play between Thompson and Williams.
Yeah, those guys have played together a little bit, huh?
I'll tell you what, that was a little bit of a scramble play. He throws a back shoulder. That's when you know those two guys are on the same page.
He hadn't even come out of the break yet.
Right. Kind of threw him back.
And Martin able to keep him out of the end zone, and now Marlon Williams.
I want him on my fantasy team.
In on the Wildcat. He's got 3 touchdowns here tonight. He's got 1 on the ground and now 2 on the ground, and 4 touchdowns for Marlon Williams. I'm not saying he's going to be a candidate for player of the game, but he's going to be a candidate for player of the game.
That was a heck of a drive.
Yeah, and that is what you thought Blount was going to be able to string together, but it turns out McGill still sharp, comes out at the halftime.
Special
pick
teams.
up where they left off. Yep,
special teams. Sets it up for you. Green with the PAT, and it is 38-6. McGill-Toolen comes out, and they pick up where they left off in the first half. Up big over the #1 team in 6A. Marlon Williams, 4 touchdowns tonight for the Yellow Jackets. There you see where we're at, 38-6, all McGill-Toolen. And some of the Blount fans right down in front of us here at Leopard Stadium. Big night. Big game for this atmosphere here tonight, and the home team is run into a bit of a buzzsaw. And we'll talk about that a little more here momentarily as Mahler getting ready to kick off for the Yellow Jackets. Angles it to the far side. McCants at the 15. Comes back to the middle of the field. Now he's trying to cut it up, and a little room there and a big hit. You could hear it, and McCants at the 29-yard line, and we can send it back down to the sidelines to find out about another Scholastic athlete, brought to you by the Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shannara. And for all that, Tara Reeves.
Thanks, Jim. I'm here with Marcus Wiggins' parents, Lakeisha and Marcus Sr. Lakeisha, talk about Marcus's excelling in the classroom.
Basically, he's a AP honor student, 3.9 GPA with a 24 on the ACT. And I'm so proud that he's in the top 10 of his class. President of the class, SGA, and just proud.
Awesome. The list goes on and on. So proud. And then for you, Marcus, how proud are you to be his father?
I'm very proud, extremely proud of what he's doing academically. As a student athlete first, you get your grade. That's first and foremost for anything. And I'm just extremely proud how he's handling himself, keeping his grades up and maintaining the GPA and playing football as well.
All right. Thank you. Well, on behalf of the Gulf Coast Law Offices of Alexander Shannara, we'd like to present him with this plaque and a $250 scholarship. Guys.
Oh, boy, young man having a great year here. Marcus Wiggins and his parents talking about everything he's doing in the classroom as well. That one fired behind Cameron Burrows and in front of LeBaron Jones, and a little miscommunication there from Kadarius Toney. And we're talking about Marcus Wiggins and just, being the president of the student body. You need to see that leadership quality carrying over on the football field as well. Plays basketball too. He's either going to Vanderbilt or Tulane.
Wow.
I'm trying to think if those were two of my final. No, that wasn't. I didn't have those options that the young man Marcus Wiggins will here on 4th down. The Leopards go for it, and they will not get it. Like they are going to be well short.
The original line of scrimmage looked like.
Yeah, Jackson Johnson comes up with a stop for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised they haven't thrown the long ball.
So all right, let's talk about this just a little bit as McGill takes it back over. So obviously Blount probably not playing their best game of the year here tonight. Seen some mistakes, but how much of that is just, how good is this McGill-Toolen football team we're seeing here tonight, David?
Well, in my opinion, McGill's got the fastest football team, on either side of the bay. Obviously down here in South Alabama, and I think when you connect that with a lot of their seniors, all this talent and this talented staff, you got something together. It's a special team, special year.
Bubba Thompson fires that one out, and a late hit on the quarterback as well as Rembert got it, and that was Donadio Madison there, roughing the quarterback 15 yards.
You don't want to see that starting to happen, getting a little chippy here and getting some late penalties like that. But that particular play, I don't think it was too egregious.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big, long, extended run to get to him. Maybe a little preventative measure being thrown by the officials to say, hey, we're going to keep this one in check here, because if you're a Blount team, you are a little frustrated at this point. But Vic, we watched a lot of football over the years, and of course McGill, the defending 7A state champions, and boy, they look more impressive this year, I think, than I remember seeing them last year.
I agree, and the difference, I think, is at Davis' position, the QB. He just distributes the football. Now they got the run going.
First and goal coming up here is Hill looking for that first rushing touchdown of the year.
And to finish that thought, Bubba, just kind of plays like he's done it for 3 years. It's his first year start. And take a look at the replay of the back squirting through there. Yeah, he just plays really mature.
Give it back to Hill, and he is driven back as Keelan Kennedy comes in to make the first stop. And talking about Bubba Thompson, these athletes used to bright lights, as we'll take a timeout. Been in big baseball games, so he's been in big football games as well. And wow, what a night here for McGill-Toolen. 38-6. They lead the home team Blount here on UTV 44. Big crowd came from McGill-Toolen tonight and packed out in the orange here on the first night of fall, and their team on top 38-6 and looking for more. Second and goal. Thompson gives it off. Hill still on his feet, scrambling, and he's in for the touchdown. First rushing touchdown of the year for one of the two running backs for McGill-Toolen, and it is 44-6. And
it's never in my dreams I thought that anybody could contain Blount's offense this much. Still got a quarter and a half though, but not a half, but a little over a quarter to go. I tell you, they can get some points, and they're going to have to get them in a hurry.
It was Keelan Kennedy that he was able to get away from, and the PAT is good, and it is 45-6.
But we've been talking about it. It's just translating to the Friday night. Apparently, what they're doing Monday through Thursday, getting these guys ready, the McGill coaches, and getting them in position to make plays and drawing up plays that they come out and execute. And I can't say it enough how hard that is to get some young guys to do that.
And now they're getting the run game going, and I've been very impressed with Roberson and Hill. Hill runs hard, just a junior.
See, Lev Holley was talking to the freshman Cortland Martin there. So, and now if you're Blount as well, and we still have a lot of football left here, no doubt, but scoring drive, just over a minute off the clock, 5 plays, 37 yards. I mean, just didn't have to go all that far after Blount was stopped on the 4th down. So it's 2 drives in a row that McGill was able to start at 37, and they put 2 more touchdowns. Green with a high kick, and again McCants at the 9. McCants looking for a little seam, and that closes down quickly as...
I mean, the door was just slammed.
You know, Rembert was there, as was Trey Young. And let's go back down to Tara for another Educator Spotlight. Tara.
Thanks, Jim. I'm here with Kyle Burney, an advisor of the Gentlemen's Academy Club. Kyle, tell us about the Gentlemen's Academy Club.
Okay, the Gentlemen's Academy was started here at Blount by myself and a few other students. This was something that they actually really wanted. So I just kind of put it all together, came up with a mission statement for them, our goals and objectives, and we've just been having a great time. We're getting more and more guys in for it, and this is just something that they want. It's an opportunity for community service and for mentorship.
And then also talk us through some of the changes that have taken place this year at Blount.
Okay. Some of the changes that we've had this year at Blount would be some of the positivity that's changed. We've got a lot of teacher morale, and it's feeding off into the students, and they're loving it, and we're just looking really positive, and the kids are just having a good time in school. Our grades are going up, and it's just it's been a great year so far.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kyle. Back up to you, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to our friends at Faulkner State for bringing us that report. And, you know, Vic Lockett, you know, that all starts what he was talking about at the top here at Blount. Jerome Woods,
yes,
the principal, the morale, saying, you know, you got young men who want to start a gentleman's academy, and he's there to encourage them to do it. I mean, it's you've got to have
good leadership from Jerome, and even above him, Dr. Crenshaw being one of the commissioners that's over this school starts up there as well with them. And that's one of their logos or sayings. It starts with us.
Tony trying to come to the near side, and Guerrer almost had the interception there. He was trying to get that one off to Quintrey Bryant.
Saying it starts with us.
So, 2nd down coming up. Also, Martha Peak, the superintendent here at Mobile County Public Schools, who helps put all these great principles in place.
That's right.
Darius wants to pull it down, and he waits a little bit and then dives. And he's going to be short of the 1st down.
Big
3rd down coming up.
Slot staying with his block out there, trying to help out Kadarius, because he knows Kadarius could be like a flash of lightning. Maybe over on the other side of the field, but then he'll show up behind you.
That's right. Look,
you better keep blocking.
QB draw right there, trying to get this offense rolling.
Oh, wow, and Radislovich was showing blitz from the linebacker spot, and that caused a flinch, and then the dominoes just started falling the wrong way for Blount.
Radislovich, they've had a couple Radisloviches at McGill. I remember.
And they both played linebacker.
That's right. They both built the same, looked the same, and I think they both like that A-gap blitz, too.
I think it's that oven that you guys incubate them in over there at McGill and just keep popping them out.
Hey, it's good to see McGill rolling. It was a long time where we couldn't get much going.
3rd and 9 and incomplete. And that would have been well short of the 1st down anywhere, as you had Jackson Johnson, the linebacker, dropping back.
Well, I think the momentum started with McGill before you even probably in elementary school when they crushed us. I was at Shaw. Tony Ezel was the quarterback.
I remember
Glenn
Tony.
Yancey was the coach. Great coach, great football man.
Yep. Speaking of Shaw McGill memories, talk about your first start at McGill-Toolen as quarterback, David.
Yeah, so my first start was against, as a sophomore, was against Shaw and Chris Samuels, Leonardo Carson, and Kelvin Sigler. So
that was it?
Yeah, I was pretty big-eyed. And anyway, we lost by a couple points. But
welcome to big boy football as a sophomore.
I was like, are they all like this? I mean,
and Terry Curtis was actually the coach.
Yep. Right. All right, so here, let's take a look at our trivia question from New Horizon Credit Union. So Blount ranked #1 starting last week. When was the last time they were ranked #1?
I would say it had to have been around 90. No. 93.
I'd say 2000. No, I'd say 99, Ben Harris.
99, we'll give you 50% of that. 99 is when it was Cornelius Tank Brown. Oh, buddy.
Hey.
The coach who the Player of the Game award is named after.
Great man, great football man as well.
Ben had left, and Cornelius Harris got him off, and then they had a great year the next year as well. And that was it.
Sheldon Lehman in at quarterback. He, young sophomore, actually already has some offers.
Wow.
As an offer from Southern Miss. And
as a quarterback?
As a quarterback.
Wow.
Second time we've seen him in a game on TV this year.
He can play.
So Willis Wilcox, who's a big watcher of our games here on UTV 44, I want to remind everybody that Leo Carson then, went from chasing you on the defensive line to go play quarterback. Where'd he play at, Vic? Where'd he play?
He played up there somewhere on the plane.
He just rarely says, he'll say, he talks about Bubba going to Auburn to play baseball. Vic would say Auburn, but past that, that's about all you get out of old number 99. So thanks for Willis for watching the game, and as he always does, his wife Rachel, big Auburn fan, and she is not happy these days. And Willis does not need that. I'm just saying, he does not need that in the house, Rachel not being happy. She gets plenty of ammunition besides just a Saturday afternoon of watching SEC football.
Willis is welcome to come over and get on the couch with me and enjoy some real football.
Secretary of State, first down pending the flag here on this one. It's going to stand, so it will be a first down. Brought to be our friends at the Alabama Secretary of State. 1:52 left. Sheldon Lehman, personal foul face mask whistled against Blount. You're talking about him coming in, David, to be the quarterback, and you're talking about the depth that McGill has at the quarterback position here.
In my opinion, from top to bottom, McGill has the best quarterback situation in Mobile or Baldwin County. They got, obviously, Bubba is a guy that really was expected to start the last 2 years and had a little injury. And then you got Sheldon Lehman and another guy in his class, a kid named Sam Satterwhite, who literally, I think Sam and Sheldon could start on most high school football teams across both sides of the bay. And here they are, playing 2 and 3. And so they got a lot of depth at quarterback.
Well, David, how young do you take quarterbacks in your program?
Yeah, we try not to start before middle school, but I mean, we essentially start 6th or 7th grade.
Okay.
And we got, it's good to get them there because you can kind of get them in before there's too many habits.
Developing dirty, nasty habits, huh?
But it's really been something that's cool because you train guys at all different levels.
So Blount has to take a timeout. They would have had too many men on the field there, so they take a timeout, and give us a chance to tell you about more of our friends bringing high school football on Friday nights here on UTV 44. Papa Murphy's taking baked pizza.
I'll get a couple of those tomorrow.
Vic likes his with venison on it. It's a special order that you have to get. Only Vic Lockett knows that one. Alexander Schnarr, our Gulf Coast offices here. Proud to recognize kids in the classroom every week here on UTV 44. We thank them for that. And, of course, our trivia question brought to you by New Horizons Credit Union. They have roots here, not just branches. This Blount team, so they have to get over this one quickly. They're back on UTV 44 next Friday night, back here at home, taking on Spanish Fort. In all probability, going to be for the region championship. Probably will be Spanish Fort ranked number 1 next week. Blount will probably fall to number 2. So we'll have a 1 and 2 in 6A next week. Roberson on the far side to about the 32-yard line.
Well, if I can get the same accommodations next week, I must say, this has been the best accommodations we've had all year in terms of temperature-wise.
Yeah. Chris Dunn says heat index was 95 today. I need a sweater in the booth, Vic.
And I'm loving it.
There's what we got looking at. Jared Kehoff says it was hot setting up here today. I got a little warm on the patio setting depth charts this afternoon. I have to tell you, Kehoff wasn't worried about that throwing this way. What a great play to go in and knock that one away as Zach Workman, the sophomore wide receiver, has to turn DB on that one.
Yeah, David Morris, he'll buy his lunch for that. His quarterbacks, when they get a favor from the receiver like that.
Hey, no doubt. Yeah, Sometimes you got to play defense on offense.
All right, here's what we were talking about next week that we're going to be looking forward to. So Blount will be 5-1, but they'll still be 4-0 in the region. Spanish Fort's will be 4-0 in the region, and both those top 2 teams, their one loss, each going to come at the hands of the team with the good-looking orange uniforms and helmets here tonight. McGill's going to beat Blount and Spanish Fort as we get a penalty before this one snaps. We're just in the 3rd quarter. It's all Blount. So that's all McGill, and Blount going to have to rebound, and you would certainly guess they will be ready to come out here next Friday night at home.
You can't show up 2 weeks flat and expect it to go anywhere. So, yeah, Coach Hawley, I'm sure, is going to have them ready to go next week.
Sheldon Lehman fires the far side, incomplete.
You know, and I'm thinking if you've got an opportunity to get Spanish forward is when they're transitioning from the great quarterback. So that should be a great battle.
Yeah, we're going to kind of see what happens there as they're kind of playing 3 different quarterbacks. And so we'll see what happens there. You know, we saw McGill go for it there, you know, in a little, so much respect between these 2 coaches and programs. But, you know, we talked about this a few weeks ago, David. If you're Caleb Ross, you know, you want to keep the score. You don't want to make this ugly, but you've got a sophomore quarterback that might be pressed into duty at some point this season. You've got to get him some real reps throwing the football in these games.
There's no doubt. And right there, you're on the 36-yard line, and you're not going to make a field goal from there. I guess you could punt 4th and 11. You throw a little comeback. Maybe should have caught it. But, yeah, it's an opportunity for some of these young guys. A fumble, McGill gets it.
Yeah,
Burrows, some of these young guys to have opportunity.
Burrows came in at quarterback, and then Bryson Massey, the junior, able to recover the fumble. Let's see who tries it.
Blount's made some changes as well on their offense. New quarterback in. And
but Burrows from wide receiver. He's, you know, he's a guy who could probably start a quarterback for some other schools around here as well. And turnover there by the Leopards, and McGill will come back out. And 18 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. This is
expect to see a heavy dose of inside zone, right?
You would sure think, and the clock will run a lot in the 4th quarter. Sheldon Lehman. We give there the 35, and that should close out quarter number 3. It's Khalil Nettles coming in to get the carry there, junior, and we'll see more of him in the 4th quarter as well. So we are through 3 here tonight. McGill-Toolen, impressive, 45-6.
With a quarter to go.
They will take the lead into the 4th here on the UTV 44 Game of the Week. Ready to start the 4th quarter here at Leopard Stadium. All McGill-Toolen. Lehman hands this one off to Nettles. 3rd down coming up. Jim Cox, Vic Lockett. Got to tell David Morris filling in for Dan Brennan here this week, and I got to, between the 3 of us here in the booth, we've got appearances and representing SEC schools at 10 bowl games between the 3 of us in the booth. I really like that here tonight, how we're able to really bring the numbers up.
Hey, if Dan was here, maybe we'd have about 14 or so.
Loaded to the near side and incomplete.
Well, Dan's usually hosting the functions of the bowl.
That's right.
You know, he's got the gold pipes.
That's right.
You know, the master of ceremony.
There you go.
Jim will catch the fishing tournament. If it's associated with a bowl and it's a fishing tournament, Jim's there.
So 4th down, McGill turns it over. We'll punt here to turn it back over to Blount. And this time at the 35, they will just go ahead and kick it down. Spiraling kick toward the sidelines. Good work there. Trying to get you some other scores to update you what's going on here tonight. We got a Saraland Murphy game tonight. All right, so big night here tonight for Marlon Williams with his touchdowns, of course, and Tara's got some great backstory on that young man. Tara.
Yes, I do, Jim. You know, interestingly enough, the first time Marlon ever went to USC, his flight was actually canceled due to weather conditions. It was going to be he and his family catching a flight to Southern California. Since the flight was delayed, there was only 1 ticket left on that next plane the next day. They had to stay the night there in the airport. Thankfully, there were 2 names ahead of Marlon, but they were a couple So the couple wanted to go together, so they ended up giving their ticket to Marlon and his family. Marlon flew alone to Southern Cal just in time to make the camp, but it all ended up being worth it because now, obviously, he's committed to be a Trojan.
Yeah, how about that? He goes out there, no sleep, sleeping in an airport, and able to get on there. Good work there. Finding out that story on Marlon Williams, who's had a big night here tonight with 4 touchdowns. And what is, I mean, this is the we've really seen. This is the best we've seen of him in the years we've been watching, Vic.
Yeah, you know, he's only played this year, but he looks like he's been playing 4.
Cameron Burrows fires it out just to LeBaron Jones.
Bucket of talent.
Yeah, and it's smart to get Kadarius out. This game isn't a region game, and you got a bunch of big ones coming up. And get them out, keep them healthy, kind of regroup, maybe let this light a fire, and they'll be back.
Yeah, and then he maybe could pick up some things from just watching on the sideline.
That's right.
3rd and short coming, and Cameron Burrows, who I think he threw for 200 and almost 260 yards against Robertsdale.
Wow,
yeah,
it's a big night.
He had a big night. He's looking here, fires a great ball to the near side. I mean, I say great ball, and I got the quarterback guru here next to me. So
that was a great ball.
Thank you.
He reaffirms you there, Jim.
I'll be at his camp next week helping him out there.
You gonna participate or video?
Yeah, Joshua Norwood comes up with the catch. That had some heat on it.
You know, he maybe could commentate your camp. That would bring some excitement. Put some speakers out there. Let Jim call the completions.
It's time for us to step up and bring in a little bit more of an experience for these kids.
Yeah.
It's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
You know, Jim's got the great pipes as well.
Blount will have to punt.
Pipe in a little music, and Jim will go. Give him a microphone.
We'll get Vic out there and be like, hey, guys, this is the type of guy that wants to hit you and ruin your season. There's 10 more of these guys on the other team.
Yeah, got more fat than fight now.
Sends this one back to the 45, and Hill back there on the punt return and get knocked out of bounds, and we'll have a flag, and that'll back McGill up, and that'll give us a chance to tell us about more of our great friends here on high school football on Friday night.
Yeah, I've been meaning to say, I know Sam Cochran, a good man, Virginia guy, a great lady over there at the Drug Education Council, and Huey Hoss-Mack, the name says enough. I don't want him arrested.
Yeah, there we go. Vic Lockett telling him, everybody there bringing it. Also, GoBuildAlabama.com. Check out the website and find out more about GoBuildAlabama.com, and also our friends at Pepsi. Thanks to Buffalo Rock being a part of high school football again this season. They give you a halftime show every night here at UTV 44 and 43-yard line. We'll see McGill come back out here with 9:25 to go.
Now, Jim, when you moved down here from Chicago and your sheriff was Huey Hoss-Mack, you was like, yeah, I'm in Alabama and I know it, and I'm not getting in any trouble.
Law-abiding citizen like me, Vic, I don't even have to worry about anything like that. When I don't know what you do in your free time, but I don't have any of those.
I know I don't want to mess with anybody named Huey Hoss-Mack, and he's got a gun and a badge.
Nettles with pressure coming there. That was Kendrick Lindsey able to make the stop for the Leopards. Nettles out across the 46-yard line. Boy, both of these coaches just want to see this clock just run on down and get on to next week. McGill will take on Bryant next week. And, of course, as we've said, we'll be back here. Spanish Fort and Blount right here in UTV 44. High snap. Lehman, a good job to pull it down. And now he'll scramble. Looks, hangs in there. Fires up the near side. That's going to be picked off. Picked off is Kelsey Hill with another interception. His second on UTV 44 games this year. And he's got 1 touchdown and was looking for more.
Now, David, I know he's a young guy, but when I see a guy do that to quarterback, you just give me your opinion on it. I look at it and let's look at the replay. Right here, the pocket's set. Now he goes out there and he kind of gets himself in trouble. Is that where you read it?
You're right. It'll always tell people picks are going to happen at quarterback, and usually, you like to learn as much as you can. Right there, you're right. Stay in the pocket. Try to make a play. Don't get too antsy, but that's one of the hardest things to learn for a young quarterback.
Trust the pocket. Yeah.
Cameron Burrows with his big arm fires it up, looking to make a play on the far sideline. And incomplete as he was.
Pretty good ball.
When my team does that and my quarterback does that and I'm watching it, I'm like, don't leave the pocket.
It's part, it's kind of part of the growing up process.
Sure.
The maturation of a quarterback, and you make some of these mistakes and you're like, why did I do that? And you go back and you watch the film, and what I always say is, it's good for you.
Yeah, and I want to point out, I'm not picking on that kid, but that was a great teachable moment for me as well as the audience out there. We got David here to explain it.
Yep.
No, absolutely. No, I mean, I always say, if it doesn't cost you, the game, it's good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just coming sooner or later.
Collins Woods with the reception, and we were just talking. We said, hey, he's have Lehman in there. He's got to make some throws and get some, and it's gonna be he's gonna learn that. And Caleb Ross is like, hey, I'd rather he learn that when it's 45-6 as opposed to later this season or next year or whatever. So
or the score's reversed and you're using it.
Burrows looks coverage downfield. Now he's going to take off, and he's got a lot of room. He's a wide receiver. He's used to having the ball in his hands, and he'll get up to the 25-yard line and step out of bounds there.
Good scramble. Made something out of nothing, and saw some of his wide receiver speed there when he hit the edge.
We always mention this, McGill with a huge number of kids playing on the roster. McGill has that. Blount has that same situation with lots of kids, and a lot of kids that practice hard every week. They're out there every day in practice. This is their time to shine. They want to get out there and enjoy being able to play.
I loved it when Alabama was blowing out people. I got to play.
Friday night. Dick Lockett, you undersell yourself, my friend.
It is good time to come in there and clean up and get on the stat chart.
I promise you I know about mop-up duty. Career second stringer right here, baby.
Yeah.
Bryant with the catch there for Blount up to the 20.
Yeah, everybody asked me, hey, do y'all train backups and third stringer, second, third stringer? I was like, you kidding me?
You better.
I can relate to those guys.
Look at a little ball fake there by Burrows, and fires it up, and he's got Collins Woods for the touchdown.
Good play. Good for Collins.
Yeah, jump ball right there. Gets the crowd excited that they didn't get completely shut out this second half. And
20 yards
left. They're saying, hey, we got us a point.
20-yard throw and a touchdown there for Burrows. And they'll go for two.
I think Collins really has a bright future. I think he's a young guy that's going to be playing Division I football here.
Just a junior, his fifth touchdown of the season.
6'3", smart.
Fires, and that one incomplete.
Yeah, I always kid his dad. I said, he must be much faster than you. And he says, yes, he is.
But he's physical, too. Yeah,
and his dad wasn't physical, and I'll tell him that.
Blount with a touchdown here to make it 45-12, halfway through quarter number 4 here at Leopard Stadium. You see our score, 6:35 to go here at Leopard Stadium. It's a showdown between number 1 and 7A, number 1 and 6A. Yeah. Seen what McGill-Toolen has been able to do here, and now Blount coming back. Late touchdown. Collins Woods with the
onside kick, or we just kick it deep?
Yeah, I mean, McGill's kind of guessing that the Leopards are going to onside kick. Edwin Alvarado Amaya. Kick it.
No, we're trying to get out of here without anybody getting injured.
Deep and back to take it.
There's some pads popping.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Leopards will play right to the final horn at this one.
Apparently so.
I tell you, Brian Hill's a shifty little sucker, isn't he?
He is a player, and he's got some good pedigree, coaching pedigree on his side of his family as well. And
that's right.
We'll see McGill come out here, and I would love to eat up as much of this clock as possible. We get reports that big win for Murphy tonight on the road, a 28-21 win over Saraland.
Some TDs in that football game.
Yeah, that was a win that Murphy
desperately
a month ago was ranked number 5 in 7A, and then 3 straight losses. As Nettles takes it to the 21-yard line.
So now you got Sam Satterwhite in there at quarterback for McGill, and he's really a good football player. His brother Harry Satterwhite was a quarterback years ago at McGill, and now he's starting for West Alabama.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, he's having some success on Saturdays.
They got some poise in that family, I tell you. Some really good kids.
Yeah, I met his dad after the fact, and he's a fine fellow as well.
Yep.
Satterwhite fires it out to the far side, able to get that one complete and making a nice move there is Ross. And to Kendrick Ross.
Not the coach's son, is it? By chance?
He's not. Caleb's got another. Caleb and his beautiful wife do have another baby boy on the way, however.
A little too young right now.
Just found out a couple of weeks ago, it was before the Murphy game, that they found out that it was going to be another boy. That'll be their third.
Exciting time.
No doubt.
Sam Satterwhite, just a sophomore. Third and short. Coming up here, and he fires it out to the far side, nearly intercepted, knocked down.
You know, I don't know why that doesn't happen more often on those screens out there, David.
What,
DB just jumping out there and getting it.
Tested, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of comes down to that receiver is supposed to make that block, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the X out there supposed to really get a push. If he does, give you a little bit of opportunity to catch it and hopefully make 4 or 5 yards, kind of an extension of the run game.
Yeah.
Jack Martin to punt, left-footed kicker. He comes on with a nice boot.
So what is our friend Dan Brennan doing in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Serving his 1-game suspension and probably having some fun. How about that?
We'll tell you about it in a second here. More of our friends that bring you high school football. Premier Motorsports, our player of the game each week. And Faulkner State. And Zaxby's. David's going to stop and get some on the way home. The crew had some before the game. And Cameron Burrows will stay in. Burrows looking to fire it to the near side. Wants Collins Woods, and it was just off his fingertips.
Yeah, he kind of slowed up. Wasn't confident that arm was going to get it out there, but now he kind of probably wish he kept running.
Ernest McReynolds back there in coverage.
Yeah, it looks like obviously Burrows can throw the deep ball, and I think that's about what they're going to try with Kadarius on that first play. Didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
Like Dan Brennan said, can everybody just throw it 50 yards these days? A lot of them can. Now, wow. You have to wonder if Burrows might play some baseball as well, as he kind of has that delivery.
Like, yeah, he's got that kind of a little bit longer wind up. Man, it gets out quick.
Yeah, it has some velocity on it. Yeah.
So I can feel like you're ever sick. It's clear I can fill in at the camp for you. I mean, it's clear.
I think you kind of look like Bubba or Kadarius.
Yeah,
from an athletic standpoint.
Yeah, for sure. Very shifty, long legs, and can run and throw it. Look at the little touch Burrows wants to put on this one, and good coverage downfield with Collins. Hey, you're asking where Dan Brennan is. So Dan and I have been doing this for 16 years. Hard to believe, 16 years. First game.
You're old, Jim.
Yeah, first game he's ever. You graduated high school the same year I did, Mr. Lockett. I'm just saying. That's the first game Dan has ever missed. We had this. Neither one of us had missed a game until this point, and so iHeart Music with their big convention get together out in Las Vegas, and so they wanted Dan to be a part of it. So Dan and his lovely wife Kim are out in Las Vegas enjoying this one, but I know it's with a mixed feelings. It's good pressure from the backside, able to come. Joseph Williams able to make the tackle there.
Yeah, and as passionate as Dan is about high school football, I'm perfectly sure he knows the scores of everything going on tonight.
Well, I know he's been he's watching U2 right now in Vegas, and I'm texting him in the middle to give him updates on this game. So
wow,
he really wanted to be here, but was able to go out there and have a great weekend in Vegas. So good for Dan, and
well deserved.
He hated to miss the Zaxby's because he can throw down some chicken fingers before a game like anybody else on the crew. And And you can do it tomorrow while you're watching college football. It's the Zach's Pack. It's new. It's a meal for the entire family. 12 or 18 pieces. 12 piece ever to the Lockett House?
12 piece for me.
Yeah.
The rest of the family I have to get some else.
Yeah, your favorite flavors includes fingers, chips, toasts, and a side, and also tea. And that's from our friends at Zaxby's and their new Zach's Pack.
Not tea, strawberry drink.
There you go. Big Lockett. Satterwhite with a give up there as we're inside 3.5 to go in this one. Blount Leopards, I would guess, would probably just fall to 2 in the polls. I would think the Riders would say, hey, just going to fall 1 spot, non-region game, going up against the best team in the state right now at any level. So Spanish Fort off this week. You would expect they would jump up to number 1, and that'll be our matchup here on UTV 44 next week. Now you're McGill, and you look at what they have coming up. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that momentarily, but I'm like, I just don't see who is going to slow down the Yellow Jackets.
I'll tell you who. The Yellow Jackets. If they make some mistakes and don't get prepared, try to come out there flat against somebody, they could get whooped as well.
So
but
they
other
get
than that, it's not going to happen.
Blount, and they got, Mary G, a much improved team. That's going to be a test on the road. They'll take on Baker. They'll go to Theodore, and then Fairhope really struggling this year to wind up the season. They're the only unbeaten team in Region 1 and 7A right now, and it's a big win here tonight. And Bryant comes in. They're struggling a bit this year, but that Mary G, Coach Seymour has got them going out there. And they're really, that's going to be, of course, they beat Murphy. Mary G did at home, so that'll be another challenge on the road.
And athletically, Baker can play. Obviously, Theodore can play. So, and MGM's got a darn good quarterback.
Yep. So, Blount, we talked about, they opened up 4 of the first 5 on the road. And now they have the loss here tonight, and they got McGill and then LaFleur. And then they have to go to Daphne. That's going to be, Daphne's playing much better than they were to start the season. Then they go to Gulf Shores, and then how about this? So Lev Holly packs games in the first 10 weeks of the schedule. Then you give yourself that last week of the season as your open date to get ready for the playoffs, get a little healthy.
Nice move.
See a lot of teams play on Thursday night that last week of the season to give them an extra day.
He's just not going to play at all.
Yeah, so he's going to be back and let everybody get healed up. Hey, I want to mention we had a chance to meet a great young man that I hope we get to see on TV. Cephas Johnson, quarterback from Davidson, was at the game watching it here tonight, and he's having a great year. Committed to South. Great punt there. And ball is still loose and recovered by Blount, but he came up here tonight, and David introduced him to me in the booth. What a wonderful, we'll talk about football in a second, but what a wonderful young man he is.
Cephas is first class, and he comes from a great family, good parents, and a kid that's kind of waited his turn, and similar to Bubba. In fact, athletically and the way they throw the ball and run around, it kind of reminded you of each other. He's committed to South Alabama. I think they really got a gym, and he's a guy that can both run and throw it. And he's really a sharp, smart kid, too.
Yeah, big 6'4". Fred Riley loves him. Yeah, if you're a coach, you'd love to have one every year like that. Makes you look real smart on that side of the ball. And you have somebody like that there. And, of course, Fred Riley, old quarterback who had a great career and great college career as well. And
he's smart in his own right, too.
Oh, my goodness, yes. That's
one of my favorite guys.
That's what he's known for, that side of the ball. We love Fred Riley. We hopefully get a chance to see the Warriors on TV down the stretch here, maybe in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Coach Ross, we'll see you in the playoffs. May not get a chance to be game of the week until then.
Got 3 of our first 6 games this year have been McGill games, and they've been impressive in all 3. They beat Spanish Fort to open it up, and then blew out the rival Murphys, and then gets the big win on the road here tonight. And you'll see Lev Holly, who talks so glowingly about Caleb Ross, and Caleb Ross the same way. And everybody respects not just the fact that the wins and losses these schools are piling up, but the way in which they're doing it, and the way they're affecting the lives of young men on the field. And well, just let this clock run out, and that'll do it. And impressive for the Yellow Jackets here tonight, to say the least. 45-12, they get the win on the road. And really just jumped out early and never let Blount have a chance to get back in the game.
Yeah, you know, they did this to Murphy. You know, we've got him back on TV, and they did this to Blount. It's just another week, another business job for Coach Ross and his group, and they're on to the next opponent.
Just the execution on both sides of the ball and in the kicking game was about as good as it gets. And so there's no secret to why they're ranked #1 and why they're the team to beat in the state.
This is what I like to see, the great sportsmanship between the teams, going out there and saying, good job, we'll get you next time.
Yep, Blount had won 4 of the last 5 in this series, including 3 in a row. And, you know, the Leopards are going to come back and be ready, especially next week when they take on Spanish Ford. And you also just have to tip your hat to the way McGill is really getting after things here and playing this season. And the Yellow Jackets have now won 14 straight games, longest streak going on in Alabama right now, as we'll wait momentarily for Tara to catch up with victorious coach.
You know, and I know that the fans out there are tired of us saying it, but, you know, David's saying it too. And we hear it from those coaches as well. And to see it manifest with this McGill team, that word execution, I mean, it is just big. Wow. I mean, it's just going out there, doing what you've been practicing Monday through Thursday, and, you know, displaying it on Friday.
Making it look easy.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of folks don't now.
Well, it's the hardest thing to do because it's not easy.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's hard to be on time, everybody have a hat for a hat, and everybody in position to make a play and do their job.
Tara's got Coach Ross. Tara.
Coach, you knew going into this game that you had to contain Kadarius Toney. How were you able to shut him down?
Man, I was really proud of our defense. We didn't allow anybody to get behind our secondary because, I mean, he's made a living off doing that, of making plays. Such a great athlete, and then they make plays downfield, and our defense got after him all night. We kept him in the pocket. I can't say what a great effort by our defense.
And then we talk so much about Bubba and your receivers, whether they're playing at home or on the road. How are they able to be so consistent?
Well, now I'm first going to say what a great job by our offensive line, because they gave Bubba time to throw. And I said, you give Bubba Thompson time to throw. He's very accurate. We got 4 receivers, including a tight end, Turner McLaughlin, to go get it. They did a great job tonight. And that really, when we hit some big plays downfield, really turned the momentum in the game.
All right. Thanks. Congratulations, Coach.
Caleb Ross, and you mentioned it earlier, just also the fact that the plan they had to come into this game and execute to do what they needed to do. It's not just the execution. You say, hey, this coaching staff put it together and had those kids ready to go tonight.
Yeah, well coached, great effort, sharp on both sides of the ball, and obviously in the kicking game.
So an impressive all the way around for McGill-Toolen. They'll stay ranked #1 in 7A and continue that role. They won state last year, and looks like we'll question the team to beat here tonight. But really, if you're Blount, you put this one behind you. First of all, you're playing a team out of your region. You can schedule anybody you want for a non-region week. And Lev Holly says, hey, we're not going to get any better unless we're playing an opponent in a big game like this. And he said it doesn't matter what happens tonight, it's going to pay some dividends. I really believe that for the Leopards.
Yeah, and I agree. And like you're saying, it wasn't a region game tonight. It's going to be a region game next week, so that's what's important. Everything's still on the table, and you're still in everything in every game, and got an opportunity to go on and still chase the ring, which is the objective, right, David?
Absolutely.
All right, Tay, so, talked about quarterbacks so much. Let's just go back to Bubba Thompson. Just the night he had tonight, the precision, and I thought the decision-making early on that he showed really helped set the tone for the offense.
Well, he's in rhythm. Kudos to the offensive line. Gave him time all night. His receivers are making plays for him. A couple balls weren't just right.
Sure.
Marlon made some plays. But, yeah, Bubba's playing like a guy that started for 2 or 3 years. And really he's got a lot of football ahead of him. He's just midway point now. So exactly where you would like him to be right now.
All right, we're going to give you 3 players to vote from. They're all going to be from McGill-Toolen here tonight. So Brandon Hinton had a big game, had a touchdown, was great on special teams as well. Marlon Williams, 4 touchdowns, 2 receiving, 2 through the air, almost 200 yards receiving tonight. And then Bubba Thompson, a great night that he had as well. So go to local15tv.com, click on high school football game of the week, and vote for the player of the week. And we will have those results for you coming up next week. We're right back here at Blount. David, thanks so much for being here again tonight. David filling in, and Vic Lockett, as always, thank you. And Jonathan Braswell, our statistician, up here tonight, filling in, doing a great job as well. Tara on the sidelines, Jared Kihas, our entire crew here at UT TV 44 and a wonderful night of high school football here. We'll be back at you next Friday night. McGill-Toolen stays perfect on the year. They beat Blount by a score of 45-12.